Hey, Mayor, how's it going? Nicholas Dimes, thanks for stopping in. Daddy Be Daughters. One Wheel Willie, rocking the brand new PFP. I dig it. Just take a few moments, get Willie up here. Nick Dimes.
Got some dogs barking in the background, so
Like dog pound, like woof woof.
something like that.
It's not 90s rap dogs.
I wish.
Well, my computer, I've tried to restart 3 times tonight, so I'm starting for the 4th time. We'll see if we can get that fired up. If not, all that great work I did getting the soundboard back up and running and all my sound clips going is all for naught tonight, I think.
As long as we're recording.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good that way. No fancy bells and whistles. This is a cut down punk rock show tonight.
Pirate radio.
Pirate radio.
That's right.
Mike Nash up in the house. Huge Mike down there. Good to see you, Huge Mike. He's a hardworking man these days. We don't get to see much of him.
Oh, Shilly Preston showed up. I would love to talk to you, Shilly, about the Monet incident, if you want to come up and speak about that for a little bit. Figure you're a lot more versed in fine art than the rest of us schlubs.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he's more versed in people that protest oil.
Is that what happened?
I thought that's what
change, all right.
Oh yeah, whatever it was, oil, climate change. It's all. I mean, it didn't make any sense if we're talking about the same thing. Pretty sure we are.
Yeah. The mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of mashed potatoes, so my wife was asking me the other night about what, Thanksgiving, and if I wanted any specific sides, and if I wanted mashed potatoes, and I said, yeah, only if they come off a $100 million fucking Monet.
No, I love
She
mashed
didn't know
potatoes.
What I was talking about.
How could you not love mashed potatoes?
There's just better form of potato. I mean, if you want to get into the great potato debate of 2022.
Hey, I had pan roasted potatoes last night, so I mean,
that's a much potato.
Yeah, I did them up with some olive oil, I crushed some garlic, and then I did some Montreal steak spice on there and mixed them up. Oh man, they were good. Barbecued me up some steaks to go hand in hand.
There you go.
Threw a salad on there just because, should throw a salad in there just for color and balance.
Always got to have some color in there. Nutritional advice.
Absolutely.
On WX8BK.
Nutritional. You got to have.
You got a song you're gonna start us with today, or?
Well, it's like I was saying, my computer crashed, so I'm just it's firing up. It hasn't blacked out on me yet, so we'll see what happens. It's not looking promising. That's like I was saying. I told you yesterday. I added, or a couple days ago, I got that soundboard fired all up again, and I was getting all my sound clips back, and I was getting a few new ones. I thought I was really prepared, and then of course this happened. Normally what I've been doing is I've been firing up this stupid Android emulator so I can do Twitter on the computer, and I've been starting it up on Monday and leaving it running, but I forgot to yesterday, and so for the last hour this is what I've been messing with. I just don't get it. Like, it's running Android. Like, it runs on people's phones. Why won't it run on this stupid?
Yeah, it's backwards, right?
It's totally ass backwards.
Yeah, we talk about emulation in the after hours sometimes, and yes, it's completely backwards. Yeah. What did you think about that climate protest? Did you think it was effective, or just a couple of fucking assholes?
It was stupid.
And what the hell did that painting have to do with anything?
Nothing. That was the point, right? I'm sure they were just going for shock value, 100%, right? That's
right.
All. Yeah, no. A lot of
this will go viral because it's an expensive painting.
Yeah, it's just well, and it did, right? Here we are talking about it on WX8BK.
I guess you know what? I guess you're right. They got their point across.
Yeah, no,
So I mean,
100%.
here we are talking about it.
Yeah, no, it was stupid. I mean,
If I'd have just ignored it, then it would have been ignored. But you're right.
yeah, no, a lot of that stuff is dumb. I am, whatever. I'm a person that loves the environment. I go out into nature and stuff like that, but I fully understand that we cannot get rid of oil and fossil fuels with the snap of the fingers, man. Like it's just not going to happen. So I'm sure they flew there on a plane or took a bus or something. So, anyways,
Yeah, no shit, right?
yeah, no, my uncle up here in Canada, he deals with pipelines. He's one of the big inspectors. When things go wrong, he's there, and he talks to a lot of local people, indigenous people, and of all walks, shapes, and sizes. And and they all get it. Like most of the peoples in the communities get it. Like it brings jobs, and they know that you need this shit, man. Like, anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm no
I would.
stranger. Like I say, I did spent 13 years in oil and gas, so paid my bills for a long time. Still does for the most part.
Yeah. Well, the lame thing about doing
Right.
stuff like the lame thing about what they did, right, and what other people do sometimes is the fact of is that they genuinely could have destroyed something, right? Like that's the biggest thing. Like to me, is like you could have genuinely destroyed something that was completely 100% irreplaceable. But I guess that's kind of their point too. Now that I
Yeah,
say it,
I think
now that
that
I
was
say it out
I think that
loud.
was kind of the point actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is the
is we're destroying our planet that's irreplaceable.
totally.
But yeah, like you said, like you can't just snap your finger and get rid of fossil fuels. It's like the old saying, like a cruise ship takes a long time to turn. It's a big boat, it takes a while to turn it.
Yeah, man.
You can't just turn that thing on a nickel's dimes.
No way, man. Oh, yo, that was slick. Bro. We got Jen in here popped in. Jen popped in and Proteon down there. Jen's going to be one of our future guests, I do
Next week.
believe. I think next week. Is that next week?
Yeah, next week Jen will be on. She's
See,
she's giving away she's got a new set dropping, and she's going to give away one of those pieces to one of our lucky listeners.
dope.
So
Speaking of
appreciate that.
speaking of giveaways, I
You
guess
bring
we
the
can.
mayor up.
Yeah, we could bring the mayor up. The mayor wants to come chat. We're giving away something wonderful tonight. The mayor and the Chill podcast.
What's up, fellas? What's up,
Hey,
people in the audience?
How you doing,
welcome.
Mayor? It's been a while since we've spoken to you.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks. We've spoken off space, I'm sure. So yeah, how's everything going tonight?
Just
Excellent.
trying to get in the groove, man.
It's cold in Canada. That's how it's going. Yeah, right.
So yeah, we got a pass to Decentralcon, which is during Art Basel, November 28th and 29th. It's like a $500 value, so I figured this space right here would be perfect to give one away because I have a few that I can give away to the NFT and Chill listener community. So I figured this space has always been awesome, and people in here are listeners of the podcast. So yeah, I'm happy to give away here.
Awesome. That's good for all 3 days, right? That's like a full-on pass, you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a 2-day event,
2 days.
28th and 29th, and then there's I think there's like three or four conferences that whole week of Art Basel. So this is for Decentral, which is probably the biggest one.
So if you don't plan on being in Miami for those days, please let somebody who will be there have an opportunity there.
Yeah, absolutely. Or if you were thinking about going, or if you're in the area, I mean, this would definitely be something to use. But yeah, I mean, if you're not going to be in Miami, definitely don't throw a hat in the ring.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm going to pin up a post up at the top here once I get my crap together. I'm just going to do that now, and we're going to do a like retweet, follow deal. Use Twitter Picker. What we're going to do is pay attention to those that are in the space for sure. And yeah, if you're not interested in playing and you do happen to win, definitely let us know and we'll just pass it on. 100%. I'm just trying to figure out how to use the old Twitter machine. The mayor taught me how to use the old Twitter machine back in the day.
Yeah, I just pinned it. So.
Oh, did you? Oh, I wasn't even looking. I was back here trying to do it. All right, there you go. That's what you do, though, man. That's what you do. You're a guru at this stuff. 100%.
Practice. That's how you get to Carnegie Hall, man. Practice.
Yeah.
Practice.
That's where we're gonna be. No, I
thought it was a left down Broadway. No.
I
don't
think
know.
it's give my regards to Broadway.
Awesome.
I don't
Put the pin up there. Good, dude. You got an episode of NFT and Chill coming up soon next week.
Yeah, actually this week it should be out. I'm in the process of editing it, so it should be out tomorrow.
Cool. That's right. I thought I listened to it already going to work on Monday, but I guess I didn't.
No, you probably. It's been a fucking rough week. So and plus, sometimes like if the audio isn't great, it's like triple the work of editing. So
sure.
It wasn't the best of audio, but so I've had to spend a lot more time on it.
Okay. These are the labors, people. This is the work that goes into these podcasts and stuff like that.
Listen. If you think being a podcaster and putting out a podcast is like somewhat easy or just a little hard, it's the amount, especially if you want it to be like something awesome where a lot of people are listening and you want it to be the best it can be, it's a ton of work, for sure.
For sure. Has it been getting easier for you, or have the problems or new problems just come up all the time and you fucking gotta figure it all out all over again?
Yeah, so every time you do it, it gets easier and easier, right? And you start to streamline the process. But like something you can't help is audio quality. So like if somebody you're interviewing, their audio quality isn't great, or the connection, or like last week somebody was like tapping the desk nervously as they were being interviewed, and like that'll quadruple the amount of work that goes into it.
Yeah, the tapping thing, I know how that is, because sometimes I'll be sitting here and I'll just kind of like be tapping my pen and then I can hear it going through my microphone stand and like it echoes through my head and I'm like, oh shit, quiet.
Yeah, but what's cool is the psychology of it, because you start to kind of get it, the person you're interviewing, you start to pick up on like their crutch words and then their their nervous tics and stuff. So I don't know. I'm kind of a student of the human condition. So
there you go. You're a people
It's taken
watcher.
me months to figure out my own.
Well,
there's no way I'm going to pick up somebody else's in an hour.
Professional people watching at its best.
And I don't consider, homie, and that's fucking rad, man, a crutch word.
No, those are probably not. What it is like or like or just those words in general. So like this one time, I think it was like 5 episodes ago, I had to edit out probably 50 ums and likes.
Wow.
Because it was literally every other word. And then it comes out, like if you've heard the podcast, it comes out very clean and professional. And like some people message me and be like, dude, I didn't know I could speak
like you didn't.
That's crazy. Things that we take for granted that we don't even notice in everyday life. But I guess if you're sitting there listening to it over and over, and I guess everybody that you talk to, how do you do that? Are you doing it over like Skype or whatever they decide to use?
So I do it over Zoom, and there's settings you can make it so that the audio comes out incredible, and they're not the settings you would think. Like you have to turn the noise cancellation to low instead of high. There's a bunch of stuff. But yeah, so it's over Zoom. But yeah, as far as like crutch words, like the average person wouldn't know they were saying them. That's why they're a crutch word. Like it's subconscious.
Yeah, I didn't realize you edit that stuff out, actually.
Yeah, you kind of have to, because people are always, people get nervous when they're being interviewed for one. There's all these nervous tendencies, and if you don't edit them out, like most podcasts that you hear that are popular are edited, because it would sometimes you just get a guest and it's like every other word is like or
or like if you'd be talking to me, it'd be like fuck after fuck after fuck after fuck, probably.
You're doing so good too.
Yeah, I've gotten better at that. We had that discussion one night, a couple of spaces back. We had a discussion because I was just dropping them left and right and center, and I wanted to drop fucks, but it always brings up that little bit of a professionalism thing. Like how it all started was because I was saying that when I used to DJ in gentlemen's clubs, that I could say every other word under the sun, but fuck was like the unprofessional word that you weren't allowed to say. And I'm like, really? Like out of everything I just said over the microphone, the F word was what like threw it over the edge for everybody? Okay, let's get.
How about see you next Tuesday?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Exactly.
That might be the difference between gentlemen's clubs in the U.S. and Canada. Like it's a little bit more polite up there.
Maybe I'm born to be American. I don't know that I've ever gone to one down there, honestly. I guess maybe someday I should, just to say that I did. But this topic.
It's funny though. It's been 35 episodes, and I think there's only been dropped 4 times, and it has to be natural. That's the thing. Like, you want it to be general so that everybody can listen, and for the most part, as long as it's natural, I guess it's cool. Poke dropped one.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I remember
he's got the explicit on his episode.
These are the goals.
Threesomes dropped one. Rich Cardona and man, who's the other one? Nikita Sigluke from a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, Rich Cardona, I could see him dropping an F-bomb for sure.
Yeah, I mean the people you think like threesomes, Rich, Poke, like it was natural for sure.
Yeah, it's just part of what they. Yeah, right on. Cool. Well, I pinned up there. I pinned up the official winning tweet that we're going to use for anybody that wants to get in on the DecentralCon Miami giveaway. Just the usual: like, retweet the post, follow NFT and Chill, and follow WX8BK. And we'll do the Twitter picker tomorrow. Get that on the go. We're going to be talking to TeXadelic a little bit later on. We've got a giveaway with him as well while we're talking giveaways. Definitely appreciate the mayor giving us the opportunity to give away something like this pass. That's like a huge deal. He's got a big heart, that guy. He gave me one, but I fucked up my date, so I can't use it, so I had to give it back, which was unfortunate. But in the future, I will do better at booking my flights and looking at dates.
Yeah, it's all good. There'll be many more. NFT and Chill always gets a ton of passes for these events. So, but yeah, it should be dope. Whoever gets it, Poke will be there. Poke's coming. Niren's coming. There's a whole bunch of people that are coming to the event, so it'll be awesome. Mike looks like you're in there, so that'll be cool. So yeah, I appreciate it. I'm gonna hand it back to you guys. You guys can get on the show.
Thank you, Mayor. We appreciate it too.
Love having you. He saved my ass one night when nobody else was here. Nobody else came into the space, and I was like, thank God you showed up. I mean, I was prepared to not to have any guests, but not to have nobody in the room. people rolled in a little later on.
That was the night that what's his name showed up, right? That was before that, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
It was right around then.
Yeah.
It was right when we first started doing them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was moving and I had to do something and I couldn't make it that night. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a fun night. It turned out really good that night. It did. Oh, my computer fired up, so I might be able to play songs a little bit later on. I'll be all right.
Cool.
That'll be figured out.
I'm gonna go back to editing this episode. Cool. Have a great show. We'll do we'll tweet out the winner tomorrow.
Absolutely. Thanks, Mayor. We appreciate you. Everybody here, give the Mayor a follow. Definitely check out the NFT and Chill podcast if you haven't already. I highly recommend it. I usually listen to every episode twice, honestly.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's huge.
Right on. Cheers. Thank you. Cool. Yeah. So moving things along, I wanted to talk to Willie about his brand new PFP that he's got. Right there.
My soul piece,
dude. That's pretty sick.
I had to dip into soul, and then I'm seeing all kinds of other stuff on soul. Like Jay Burn just dropped something on soul, and I'm like, I'm not doing it. I don't care. I'm sorry. I went to soul for my Proteon, PFP, and that was it, and that's where I'm gonna stay. I'm like, I don't know. I can't do much more. I can't be all over the chains.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, that was, that's kind of the way I've gone. I think I kind of mentioned it a few spaces ago. Like I have some really cool stuff that I want to collect on ETH, but I don't even want to do it anymore. I've just kind of stopped on the Tezos thing, and that's where I want to be. I'm okay with it. It makes it manageable. That's where people are.
Yeah, I can't even keep up on the projects that I'm already in on ETH, and then I want to whitelist for something the other day that actually looks decently promising, at least a decent flip. But I'm like, I gotta buy ETH, transfer it over. I'm like, I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to. Yeah. I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, I've there's a couple ETH artists that I've been casually chatting to that I really want. Hey, you should really try out some Tezos stuff. Come on.
Yeah. Multi-chain's where it's at these days, guys. Come on.
Absolutely. I think I mentioned her last week. There's an artist named Milk. I'm not sure where she's from. Russia, Ukraine, somewhere over Eastern Europe-ish. If I'm being globally correct there, I don't know, but I've talked with her a couple times. I've jumped in on a couple of their spaces. She does speak English. She's just learning, but I'm trying to get her over. I want to get her on the space, and I want to see if we can convert her, because I really love her stuff. But it's like, man, I don't do ETH anymore.
You've got a couple of her pieces though, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do.
From when we were both still largely
back in the day. Yeah, I do. But we'll have to keep working at it, keep plugging away. Well, I was hoping my computer was going to fire up here, but it's not. We got the art contest going. Got a few more things to chat about before we get our special guest up tonight, right? We got our DAO token, our art contest, our DAO token, which is going on. Open to anybody, artists, non-artists. If you're an
killer
artist,
submissions already, but don't let that dissuade you.
I haven't looked since Sunday. Do we have any more in the wallet yet? Have any more come in?
I haven't looked at the wallet actually.
Okay,
I just
cool.
know the couple that were shared with us.
So it might be a surprise.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to pin up the information up at the top right now for anybody that is interested, who doesn't already know, who hasn't seen it. Hopefully it'll get up there at the top. We're looking to create some tokens. We're asking all of you folks to help us out because we're not artists. And if you've seen the entry token for the contest, you know that Willie, we need to take his pencil away.
Yeah, I thought it was not great, but then it sold like a couple people that bought I don't know 10 or 20 at a time, and I was like, what? Just because it's cheap? Like, you guys just buy anything you want, or is it actually not bad? I don't know.
I don't know. It's. I'm sure somebody appreciates it for sure. I mean, yeah, there was somebody that bought 25 of them, was there not? I think you're right.
And with zero mints in their wallet at least too. Like, 'cause I look at most people who buy to like see, what their mints are to see, if I like their stuff or not, basically. Um, just because that's another reason why we're doing this. We're trying to find new people to have on the show, right? So it's not just
100%.
about the winner,
No. Yeah,
if someone submits their stuff and we like their stuff, then we have them on. So
we've already realized that with the entries we've gotten in and the ones that we've been privy to seeing before they are done or minted, like it's going to be rough, man. Like this is going to be a hard choice, and I'm not happy that Willie put us up to having to pick.
Yeah,
which one.
we might have to bring in a third. We might have to bring in a Kelsey or a Poke or somebody that's not entered. Help us judge.
Yeah, because
it's going to be tough.
I don't want to get lynched. Well, and I don't want to feel, I mean, man, they're all good. Like I haven't seen anything that I didn't like already. So I'm like, wow, Proteon's down there. Proteon put a piece in. He was the first one to actually to enter the contest. And it's like, in my head as a collector and the things that I've collected, I'm like, well, it's Proteon. It's going to be, that's going to be the one. That's going to be the one. And then I've seen 3 others and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe they can all win. We could just do a big collage.
Well, what I love is, I guess this is why people love doing like different art contests and stuff too, is I love that it's so very much them. Like it's very much their stuff, their fingerprints, and you can tell by looking at it, like, oh yeah, that's a Proteon. That's exactly what I would imagine Proteon would have made, or some of the other entries.
Yeah.
And it's just so much them that it's like, okay, this is cool. It's just cool seeing all the different interpretations.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And the only reason we're kind of skirting around saying who the other entries are is because we haven't actually seen them minted yet. So we're just don't want to wreck the excitement and the fun. I'll have to check that out after when I get bold with my phone, and I'll look into the wallet and see what we got going on in there.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want to give out any spoilers for ones that aren't actually in the wallet yet. So
I'm actually, like we were talking about this in the background, I'm actually excited to know, to see if we get people that we don't know who find this and enter. That's what I'm kind of excited about, right? Like that would be really, really cool if we could get some new people. Like, I mean, obviously, like you said, we're looking to find new artists as well to have on our space, but I think it'd be just cool just to see new artists, just somebody randomly pick it up and send an entry in would be really neat.
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, it's also super cool to know that we've made these connections in this space for Proteon and some of the others to have already submitted pieces though also. Like it's cool that we've made those connections and that they're just on board.
Blessed every day I look at our Twitter account, or every Tuesday when we host this space, we are beyond blessed, if you ask me, man. I don't know what we're doing right, but y'all like us, and that's fucking big to us.
I'm just gonna go with consistency. We're here every Tuesday. I don't know.
That's right.
Other than that, I don't know.
Well, and we've talked about it. We make people feel comfortable too, right? We've had people who have never been on a space before that are nervous as hell come up onto this space. Actually, as a matter of fact, before we bring him up, I was going to say that at TeXadelic, I was talking to him last week, and he said, "Yeah, I'd love to come on the space. I'd love to come and hang out with you guys or whatever." He says, "What's that we're talking about?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, you." He's like, "Holy shit! I hope you have questions."
Well, I think that's almost as good an intro as anything.
Yeah.
Just throw out there. Don't forget, we do have a big giveaway from him coming up. So we'll take a random snapshot, or we might throw up a tweet. I don't know. We'll probably decide on the fly somewhere here in about the next 20, 30 minutes. And also giving away a WX8BK by Chris Truman, which there are only 5 out there now. So,
well, I was going to ask you about that. You are giving one of those away tonight as well?
Yes. for somebody in the space.
Okay.
You when I go to check the winner though, they have to have a Nicholas Dimes, a Texadelic, and one of our previous supporters, basically a huge Mike, a Niren.
That's right.
Pro-
I'm not entered
I
in
didn't
this
I didn't
because
include Proteon in that list because his floors are pretty high. His stuff's kind of hard to get, so I don't think I included him in that. I didn't want to make it super expensive to, have to go out there, but
I was gonna say that's right. That's the only thing I don't own is a Nick Dimes. And when I read that, I went to go buy a Nick Dimes, and then I was like, tipsed out on the trophy rooms and everything. Like,
well, there's still only two Tez.
I don't think the trophy room's there anymore. He burnt them off, didn't he?
No, they're still there.
Are they?
Yeah, they're still there. They're two Tez today.
Well, how did I miss that?
I don't know. I don't know, but I guess you're included in this giveaway, right?
Well, I better get on buying a trophy room then. We're about to bring our guest up, and here I am. No, hang on a minute. I got to go do some buying here.
We normally don't include ourselves, but this is kind of mine, not ours. So,
gotcha.
I would think you would be included. I don't want to piss off any of the listeners, but
well, it's too late. I'm going to buy a Nick Dimes right now.
So I'll do a random snapshot at some point, and then I'll check all your guys' Tez wallets.
Oh, there's the trophy room right there. Okay, all right. Well, I'll take care of that. Perfect. All right. Why? I don't know why I thought it was all gone. Well,
yeah.
Right on.
So I think that's it. Let's talk to the man of the hour.
Sure. If Texadelic's ready to come up, I'll invite him up here to speak. Yeah. So Texadelic. I first got introduced to Texadelic when Huge Mike, who's down there in the room right now, actually sent me a piece. Just said, "Hey man, here." Like he sent me quite a few really cool things, and it's gotten me to go down rabbit holes. He sent me Rotten Apples and a Marble Orchard was the name of the piece, and I thought it was pretty cool. So that was the first time that I got into Texadelic. I think I bought a Turdy. No, it was a Mr. Rogers piece shortly after that, and then I bought my first Turdy. And I just there's some interesting stuff going on in there. So we got him up now. Hey, Texadelic, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me. Hello, everybody.
Right on. Yeah, it's stoked to have you here. Actually, Willie didn't even a long while back when we thought about having you on the show. Willie didn't even know that you were an artist. He hadn't seen your stuff yet, and he's like, "Well, I don't think that Texadelic is an artist." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, dude, I own some stuff." So.
That's why I'm here. I think that's been the case for a lot of people, and that's changing because of your guys' radio show.
Yeah, I see a lot of people in Discord, and I go, I don't know who's an artist. I don't have a direct link from Discord to Object, so I never know. But now that you mention it, I did a huge Mike down there did send me one of those Rotten Orchard pieces too, as well. It is a cool piece.
There you go.
That was for an event, I think. I can't remember which event.
You've got loads of stuff. Like you've got amazing stuff on. Like you're all over the board. You're touching your toes into everything. So, I mean, just to get us started off, just give us a little background on you. Have you always done? When did you get into art? Have you always been an artist? When did you get into NFTs? Just give us kind of a little bit of a background, if you don't mind. You can dox yourself as much or as little as you want.
I don't mind. I've always been creative. I've always had a lot of ideas I wanted to get out, but didn't really know how to get them out. I spent the early 2000s thinking music was the way I was going to get it out, and I'm not a tech guy, but I stuck with it. I finally got an album out and that I made, not released or anything. I was happy with it, but I hated making music as much as I loved making music, I guess. There was always some kind of technical difficulty. So, I don't know. 2018 is probably when I started the Texadelic thing. And it's just amazing the technology out there and what you could do with it. And I have tons of ideas, and that's just kind of how it started.
Cool. And like, so you're using AI, right? And you also do drawing, as far as I can tell, or maybe I'm wrong.
I just started using AI. I don't know, maybe a month ago or something. The whole Bumping Uglies collection is me using AI, and then I just doing my thing to it, I guess, after I'm done with the AI. Before that, it kind of started as collage. There was a while where it was just abstract art with me taking photos and then tweaking them into completely unrecognizable pieces, I guess. That was some of the most satisfying stuff I did, really, because it wasn't a picture of anything. It was just really abstract.
Really left it open to interpretation too by that.
Yeah, exactly. Which is not what I've found, not really what people go for a whole lot. They like to be told what they're seeing, I think, more and look at it. I mean, the Turdies thing started with a love-hate relationship with PFPs. When I started, and I'm coming up on a year on Pezos, it was just this PFP stuff, and you get the same thing, but it's just slightly different. And I had trouble comprehending how that was art. So, what did I do but decide to protest it by doing the same thing in a way, which is kind of silly, but.
Well, to defend PFP slightly, I won't do much of it because I definitely agree with your point there. But the thing that I found neat about them a year ago was the generative aspect, and that was new. That was a lot newer a year ago, right? Like
Right.
fresh and new, and like to create all these different pieces and then have an algorithm put them together for you and not really know what's going on. I mean, you know what's going on, but to have it kind of be completely randomized in that way, that's what I thought was cool. But then
I think I have gotten to where I appreciate that concept more. I think that's kind of what FX hash is in a way. So yeah, I get you.
yeah, but it got really old really quick, right? Because it was all anybody was doing. It was all that was out there. So it was like, okay, well, we've seen it.
Right.
Like let's show me something new. Like I've seen it. Like why is your PFP different from their PFP? We get the generative, but who gives a shit if it's an ape or a monkey?
You got bathing apes, and then you got bored ones.
Right?
And,
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I get both sides of it, I guess is all I'm really trying to say there.
And like I said, it's kind of a love-hate thing. I mean, I tend to be attracted to things that if I don't like it, well, I need to understand why I don't, and then I start playing with it and see where that takes me.
So are you going to dispel the rumors that it's somewhat of a Buc-ee's logo?
Well, is that going to be better or worse if I do? It is. I mean, this is what I found fascinating about this. I mean, another aspect of this PFP mockery thing that I did was that I didn't even create the character. I mean, this is a character that we all know from our childhood, from TV Guide and comic books. Do you guys are aware of this turtle?
No.
Well, in the 80s, there.
Though, so.
If you look up Tippy the turtle or the Draw Me turtle, it's something that showed up in comic books to encourage people to draw it and send it in. And I don't know, they could go to.
Yes, I know what it is.
That's what it is. So
that's crazy. I remember
it was like
that.
It was like a mail-in order scam almost.
Yeah.
You would draw, and they would be like, "Do you want to be an artist? Draw this thing, right?
That's what it is. Yeah. So
you did a good job.
Thank you. The character's name was, I think, Tippy or Tipsy the Turtle or something. And to keep with the whole mockery of PFPs, I like that I didn't even create the character. It's just a character that everybody already kind of knows but doesn't know they know.
Yeah,
Dude,
I knew
that's
it
just
looked
such a
familiar.
flashback. Yeah, because it was like draw this and like send $2 and we'll tell you if you can be an artist.
Exactly. Yeah. So then you take the fact that it looks very. If you look on my Twitter page, I put as the background. I put up the logo of Buc-ee's. If anybody wants to look, it's odd to me that they look so much alike. They're both wearing hats.
So do we think Bucky stole the logo?
It's something I've questioned. Yeah, definitely. I think it's possible they did. They just made it into a beaver.
Yeah, I was just checking that out now. I
Yeah.
see what you're talking about. We were talking about keys last week, or a couple weeks ago. Mike Nash was out in the road there.
Because of these turdies, it was last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think these turdies are slick.
I got. Hey, what's up, guys? I don't mean to interrupt. I got to chime in. I went to 2 different Buc-ee's today. On my way, I'm like on my road trip south, and I went to the North Atlanta and the South Atlanta Buc-ee's.
Breakfast at one, lunch at the other.
A pit stop at both. But no, that's that's awesome, man. That's hilarious. Just wanted to say hi. What's up, Tex? What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, Mike?
What's up, Mike?
What's up, man? I'm in Jacksonville right now. Not yet at the nest, but I'm hanging out.
Are you enjoying your road trip?
Yeah, man, it's been pretty smooth. We haven't hit any weather or traffic really. We've stopped and met some cool peeps, like doing this little I don't know what you call it, this little like road tour.
The Teztown Road Tour, yeah.
Yeah, the road. Is it the road to Basel or the road to the nest or both? Or we're just working our way down there.
Collecting
That's
Buc-ee's
awesome.
along the way.
Yeah.
Dope. That's interesting. That turtle. That's such a flashback. That's awesome. I really liked them. Like when I bought my first one, I was even thinking there was a few more on primary when I bought, or on secondary when I bought my first one, and I was like, I should really buy a couple more of these. But it was kind of one of those nights where I just like spent, like $1 million in Tez, like 20 Tez or something, right? I was like,
Right.
I'll wait. But it's kind of cool that they're all the ones that were available are sold out now, aren't they?
No, there's still 2 that are on primary.
All right. Scoop those up, people. They're cool.
I think I minted the first one in the beginning of January, and they never caught on, and I pretty much about gave up on them. And there's been I wouldn't say a resurgence, just a surgence in general.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
You posted. Whose train is that?
You gonna
my
get hit by
train?
a train?
I think
That's a Houston train.
Right on. Wave to the people.
Yeah, so you posted one the other day. I was like, losing my train.
For once, it's not me fucking up. Making noise. It's awesome. It's good. I like that. All live, folks. It's all live.
Oh, you were saying that if someone bought it, then you would post another one. So I mostly bought it because I wanted to see what the next one was gonna look like.
Oh, then that worked. I'm always trying to try something to like just encourage activity and interaction and that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's that you bring that up. That's a nice little segue because I was going to say that like you do. Like I really bad for like a lot of people. We've talked about it here about not reading the write-ups that are underneath of an NFT, right? Just buying it and like actually it was Laser Lou that really we had him on a while back, and because he spends a lot of time doing his write-ups and like says what he how he made the picture and everything like that. So I started going back and reading things, and last night I was actually going through everything that I have collected of yours, and I was like, yeah, you should really read this shit. Like the artists are putting stuff in, because I noticed there was what did I have? Risky business or risque business or something like that.
Risque busyness, yeah.
Yeah, like and that one's I'm supposed to burn that, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, and every one you get in burn, you work your way up the ladder of the Bumping Uglies collection. So
yeah.
you get the next one every time you burn.
And that's awesome. Yeah. And you're very like that. Like you're all different ways. Like like you said, you're definitely trying to, grab anybody's attention, whether it's the same person or different people, right?
Right. I've been working at this for a year now.
It's very clever. Today that was right. The fabulous Fabio anniversary trophy.
Yeah. So did you read about that one? This is
Yeah.
something I don't know if anybody's doing this.
I did. I put it up for sale.
Yeah. Awesome.
Am I supposed to put it for sale? Is that what's supposed to go on?
I just thought
Yep.
I'd try.
I haven't read.
No,
it.
you're supposed to put it up for sale, and you'll get a replacement. It has 100% replacement warranty.
100%.
So if you sell it, I'll send you another one.
Right.
Until I run out.
I'm going to pin that up. I'm going to pin your tweet from that up at the top.
They'll list it right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I listed mine right away within seconds. I was like, well, 5 tests. Let's throw her up there. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I'm one of the worst about not reading.
That's okay. Read mine because there's either poetry, mixtapes, or short stories in there.
Well, I knew about the mixtapes, and I want to get to that in a little bit, but
or publicity stunts, I guess, also.
Yeah, I just saw this fabulous Fabio, and it's saying butter, and I was like, all right, I like this. This is fun. I didn't read it.
He looks like
I just thought it was a fun, cool piece.
I have fun with it. It's an anniversary Tizo piece, so I want it to be special.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I liked it right away. And then I didn't even notice, like I was looking at it, and then I didn't even notice what he was doing with the butter until you pointed it out down here in the write-up.
It's hard to say, really, isn't it?
It is. It's just butter.
Right. Yeah, it's not butter. That's the thing. It's not butter.
Oh, it's margarine.
So a lot of this stuff is pop culture references. I don't know if you guys are aware, but Fabio did the commercials for margarine back in the day.
Yeah. Yes, I can't believe it's not butter, right?
Yeah.
Right. And so this one says, I can't believe it's not better.
Yeah.
Fuck, I need to look back at your whole collection now and realize the things that I'm missing. Like I said last night, like I literally went through everything that I owned of yours, and I read everything because I'm like, oh, dude, like sometimes I get overwhelmed in a day, right? I'll buy pieces and then people will drop me pieces, so I don't read it. But like last night, I was like, oh, I need to burn this, and I get more. And then like Fabio this morning, I read that right away. I'm like, well, yeah, let's list it.
I'm glad you read it. I think you've got a lot of boring ones too. I mean, there's some really, I don't know, weird ass writing going on.
Well, what was Mr. Rogers one was an interesting.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. There's so much I kind of forget sometimes.
Well, you're reducing like that. You got a lot going on, like which is.
I have to, and I don't know. I've heard some people say you need to like sell out of something before you release something, but it's like, well, I wouldn't be working then.
Yeah. And I mean, you never know when some piece is going to catch somebody else's eye that never would have looked into you, and next thing you know, they're buying a 30, or they're picking up a mixtape, right?
Or I'm on a radio show.
Here you are, right? Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. How many turdies do I have? I think I have 3 turdies. They're cool. Like they just look like they belong on a freaking t-shirt or on a hat. Like
in Texas, people wear Bucky's shirts with that on it. Yeah. So I thought about making a t-shirt or whatever, see if I could trip people out with the same colors.
There you go. That's killer.
It would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I've got a Bucky's hat and branded, logo branded cups and all kinds of shit.
Yeah, you guys were on a real Bucky's tangent last week.
Yeah. It's easy to do when you don't have one around. Like, I'm
right,
in California, the closest one's in Texas, so.
And this is, I don't want to rub your guys' nose in it. That's not nice.
It's a life goal for me. I mean, I'm up in Canada, and so now it's a life goal that one day I have to go to a Bucky's.
It is. Put it on your bucket list.
Yeah, man, on my Bucky's list.
I was gonna say.
There you go. I think Mike Nash said more than I could ever say about the greatness of it.
Yeah, well, they're a staple for his travels, obviously. I mean,
That's it needs a lot.
yeah, it's you gotta have when you're on the road, you gotta have your places that make you comfortable, make you feel at home. They got what you need, right? You could probably go to a Buc-ee's and get the same sandwich or something like you can get it. Oh, what was he talking about last week?
Beaver nuggets or something, I think.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, you're talking about but buddies, the Beaver buddies, the cookies. Yeah, those things are great. Man, I found out today, dude, that they stopped making their Virginia peanuts in a can. I'm still like I haven't processed it completely, but I think it's gonna be all right.
You should write head office. We'll get behind you. We'll sign a petition.
They should at least warn you or something.
Right? Well,
Dude, it was rough, man. It was
you
rough.
guys are in America. Can't you sue for that? I'm sure you can sue for that.
Probably, yeah.
That's what we hear all the time. Cool. So, Tezos, you started on Tezos right away? That was your first experience?
I started on Mintbase with gosh, I forgot what the coin was called. Near.
Never.
There's a Near coin, and there was a site Mintbase, and that's where it started. And that didn't really go anywhere, and then got on Tezos. And it took a long time to kind of understand how Tezos work. Like, I mean, you give stuff away for free. I didn't realize you really had to work hard to get yourself out there. I mean, it ain't easy.
I mean, that's any chain, though, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was all new to me a year ago, so I think I have a much better understanding for it now.
So, were you doing art and stuff like that before you started minting?
On Instagram, yeah.
So, how far back does your art and everything go? When did you start?
Probably 2018.
And you say you started doing live work stuff?
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty stupid. Some of the stuff was just stupid. I mean, it's all pretty stupid, but some of it was like just bad.
But you had fun and you kept at it.
Right. And it was therapeutic. I mean, the art thing came to me at a time I really needed it. So it helps me to get my mind in another place, I guess, which is I kind of live in my head and I like it there.
It's comfortable.
Then you try to go out on Tezos and sell it. And
right. Why not?
Go back to art again because you're like, fuck that.
Yeah, then you're working at being your own advertiser or whatever and everything else. Yeah. Do I have enough things going on Twitter? And yeah, it kind of takes away from it. It was very stressful there for a while. Like, I mean, how do you do all this? And I don't know. I have more of a peace with it. I'm not chasing sales anymore. I'm just doing what I like.
That's the important thing.
The sales chase, it'll drive you crazy.
Yeah. We've, that just kind of going back to what you were saying, they're like the people that basically use art as self-medication, for lack of a better word, it's huge. Like every damn artist that we've had on here, it's been a big thing over and over again. It's so important. And I think it probably really helps when people like what you're doing too, right? You get your first sale,
Oh yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, it's like you have to grade whether what you're doing has any value based on if there's any money that's changed hands. And I mean, that's unfortunate, but if somebody spent a lot, that means they really liked it, I guess.
Yeah. And it just takes that person to really like it. And it's
right. And then you're high for a week. I mean, if somebody spends like 11 Tezos on something I made, oh gosh, I'm riding high for a while.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, I mean, Willie just last week when we released the token for our contest to create our DAO token, like that, he was blown away. Like we were blown away. Like he said earlier tonight, there was people buying 20 and 10 of them, and that weren't even artists, right? Like you'd look in their wallets and they didn't create anything. They were just buying them because
And so why do you think that was?
cheap.
Cheap and it just might have value somewhere, I think.
That's right. And maybe somebody like, maybe some of them liked, pencil drawings or something. I don't know.
That's probably I have heard that there's a surge in pencil drawing interest, so that's probably part of it.
Pictures of
Drawings
pencils.
by pencil or drawings of pencil?
Of pencils.
Yeah,
Yes,
no, it's big.
People
big-
do
big
love
movement, Willie.
phallic drawings.
Right. Well, that's true. Yeah, they really do.
No,
I'm starting a collection on pins.
there you go.
There you go.
You guys, you're taking me too seriously.
Well, come on. I mean, dude, I've looked at.
I mean, why the hell not,
created.
Mike?
That's not.
Mike Nash sold out a collection on watches. What's the difference?
That's true.
Luxury pins. There's a ton of luxury pin collectors out there.
Yeah.
You could be very right about that.
I say you just see what happens.
It's the beauty of Tezos.
You really could. You could just do it and see where it goes. It could become the next big thing.
What I would do, I don't want to give you any ideas here. But what I would do is I would hand draw them all by pencil.
The pins?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay, I think the collection is going to be called Pin is Stuck.
Oh, I would have called it the Pin 15 collection.
Have you guys haven't seen that meme or joke or whatever where there's a printer and it has somebody wrote on it, pin is stuck, but there's no space between the pin and the is. So it says penis stuck.
No, I just know the old pin 15 from, I don't know, second grade.
You lost me there.
If you write pin 15 without any spaces, it's the same.
Oh, okay.
Looks like
We're making the same joke. Okay.
Yeah. Again, we're just butting heads on the same jokes tonight.
Okay, we're
right.
Okay, I gotta loosen up. I gotta get my seriousness out of my head here tonight and get a little bit more loose.
Yeah.
I just opened a beer, so maybe I'll feel better in a few minutes.
That should help.
You said you were a musician. You created an album. You said.
Yeah.
You didn't release that.
No.
Are you multi-talented? What do you play? Do you play instruments?
I just kind of figured it all out as I went. I had a piano and a bass and a drum machine, and I don't know, just went to the computer and edited it in a sampler, and it was a pain, but it was just, I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, you definitely. It's in your mixtape NFTs that you released. I mean, there's definitely you've got a music mind.
The art is. I mean, the art and the music go hand in hand. Like the music definitely inspires all the art.
Yeah, for sure. Like these mixtapes. Well, the first one that I got from you airdropped it to me. Was that running with? You can't run with flip. No. You can't run them. You can't run in flip flops. I think it was before that. Cooties. It's like Cooties at worst or whatever. Right. Yeah. That was the first one, and I didn't even you airdropped it, or no, that was the one you dropped it to some of your collectors or to some people, and you gave them two, and you said sell one and keep one, and then I instantly put a 5 Tez offer out there, and I got one within seconds. So.
That was super exciting. I definitely ran high for a week on that one. Yeah.
It was fun. I wanted one. I mean, I thought it was a cool idea. I like it. And then the last one I listened to the I don't know how you say it, the Vanaguts armpit.
Vonnegut's armpit. Yeah.
That one was I listened to that this morning on my way to work, and then I finished it off at work there. That was an interesting one. Like I haven't listened to Bauhaus in fucking like 20 years, man. Like I used to love
listening. That's awesome.
Yeah, and that whole the thing that I noticed with the tape, like I've listened to all the ones that I've gotten from you, and I like, maybe I'm sure it's on purpose, but the way they're kind of curated, right? right? Like you have kind of intro, and then it's kind of like a journey that you go on, right? And then you have these little, in the middle, you have these smaller, shorter songs or pieces or whatever. I don't know. I find them quite a journey.
You totally get it. They're like soundtracks. I mean, to me, I've been making mixtapes since, oh crap, I mean, forever. Like I take it really serious.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Let me ask you this question. At the bottom of it, it encourages you to change the settings in your Spotify to have the crossfade be to maximum. Did you do that?
No, I haven't. I do remember reading that.
It makes a difference. Ask Mike.
All right, I will.
Yeah, man. I didn't even know that was a thing until the first mixtape, and that first one. I mean, that was like this really crazy, like psychedelic surf rock, and they just kind of they were just woven into each other, and it's definitely a trip, man.
It's the mixtapes that brought me and Mike together to do collaborations and become friends, actually.
Oh, that's killer.
Yeah, you're right, man. Yeah, I think I got airdropped maybe a backstage passengers like kind of like the starter kit one, the potty trained or something, or
right.
And I was like intrigued, man. And it's like you get airdrop stuff all the time, and I was like, holy shit, this is like pretty cool, and what the fuck, and then you go in.
Oh shit.
And like you start reading it, and I'm like, okay, and it's like, oh wait, what is this? And it's like, I like it because it felt like really really old school hen, when like you would like stumble into like a cult meeting, and you weren't really sure, like like how much blood you had to give to like stay in. I don't know, but but and then like I was listening to the music, I was like, holy shit, this is cool. The mixtape, listening to music, and like all of a sudden, dude, I got inspired to do like 3 pieces, and this was before I even like met Tex. And then I hit him up, and I was like, hey man, you just kind of inspired like a bunch of art. You want to do a collab? Can I like put you on this? And that's like how it all started.
That's how it all started. Man, this was great to hear the description. I mean, I know sometimes I go dark in the writing and the art, and so I'm sending that to backstage passengers, and I'm thinking, they think this guy must be nuts. Like, it's just a little dark phase. I come out of it.
He's an artist. It's an artist.
Yeah.
That's cool that I was really getting that. I mean, you're definitely spending time on these mixtapes to curate them and to make them a soundtrack, like you said. Like that's, yeah, no, and it really, like I had recognized that in the last 2 that I listened to, but like today when I listened to that one, like I was like, yeah, no, man, like this is totally, it's well put together. I really liked it.
I used to have these turntables in the 90s and would literally make mixtapes. And there's people that make playlists, and these aren't that. These are mixtapes.
Well, what's the difference between a playlist and a mixtape?
A playlist is you put a bunch of songs you think are neat on a playlist and then listen to it. And it's not really all that artistic. It's just you liking music.
And then
Absolutely.
a mixtape.
But a mixtape is where you think about it, you write it down, you go over it, you juggle it around, you put everything in the right place, you remove stuff, and you find the right thing.
Because you want it clean, you want it to flow together. It's almost like recomposing an album.
Exactly.
Well, it's like a love letter to the girl that you're either like heartbroken or like want to win over, man. It's like, yeah, but it is. It's like, this is like love letters to different like corners of emotion and cross like interdimensional like craziness, man. I don't know. It's like, yeah.
Yeah,
now, I will be thinking about the blood and the Colt and all that for a long time. That's funny.
I think the only reason I kind of phrase that question like that is like, yeah, I've definitely made of mixtapes, and when I was in high school and in an emotional state as an emo young boy, but like once it became that you didn't have to actually put the songs together on a tape, when you didn't have to record from tape to tape anymore, and you
Right.
could just kind of put them together on a CD or something like that. Even like nobody started thinking about it. I mean,
It's a
I still
lost
always
art.
did. I always put them together like those traditional, like a mixtape. But yeah, it's definitely a lost art. So I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you appreciate.
No, I was gonna say because with the art of the mixtape, I was gonna like of course there was the ones that I made in junior high school and high school for girls and stuff like that. But then um, when I got into DJing and I was on roads all the time, we we always used to like there would always be two of us on the road, and we would always make these tapes, right? It's like, okay, well we're going on a tour, we're going to this school in this town tonight, and then to this town, and then we're going to here. So I would like make this mix tape, and like I'd be like, okay, well, as soon as we would load the truck up with the equipment and get ready to go, I would hit play on it at a certain time because I had this vision in my head where like this is our journey, right? And I used to make them like that, and so would the other DJs. It was kind of fun when we used to do that, like a soundtrack to your road trip, right?
You guys are gonna start making good mixtapes. That's what I hear.
Fuck, maybe
No, I don't have much time for that.
people are gonna be making
I'll just
love
listen to
to our
yours.
mixtapes, procreating to WX8BK mixtapes.
I doubt they're gonna be making love to Texadelic. They're not really that.
I figure goth young me could have made love to that one Vonnegut's armpit, like for sure.
That's probably true. Yeah.
So with most, well, obviously, I guess you're making the mixtape, so you know the music. Do you ever just go on a journey and go, fuck, I just heard this song, like I'm gonna add this to the tape? Like, do you find that making the mixtapes is an exploration?
Exactly like art. I don't want to make a mixtape of stuff that I listen to all the time. I want to make a mixtape of things that I don't listen to all the time. So I go searching for it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because I want it to be as new to me as it is to anybody else.
Yeah, that's one thing that blew my mind. I was like, Tex, dude, I was like, how in the hell do you know about all these bands? Like, where'd you find them? Like, this shit's like awesome. He was like, hey man, I just found them too, man. Like, he just like goes on these treasure hunts and like these rabbit holes and like music and like weird underground indie stuff. And it's yeah, I mean, I found a bunch of killer bands through these things too.
It's very rabbit holey. That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, 100%. I'm always open, whether it's I was gonna say I'm always open to new music to me, whether it's new music that's just been made or whether it's something that the band doesn't even exist anymore and I should have known about it back in 1992. I love that shit. I loved it. I'm always disappointed though when I do find a band. I'd be like, oh my god, this tune is awesome, and then go through the catalog. Wow, this is amazing, and then you find out, oh, and they're not around anymore. They don't tour anymore. They were. It's like, god damn it.
Yeah, it's just fun to find it.
Yeah, no, and it's cool that it's there. It's still there for us to enjoy too, right? Like,
exactly. It's like a blockchain out there.
absolutely.
There was a guy at work the other day that let me listen to a band. I didn't actually take it home and listen to it, but they're called Sun Puddle, I think. And they have 2 singles, and they sound exactly like they're picking up where Nirvana might have left off. I mean, they're not even trying to do like something new. It just sounds like Nirvana.
It's good old fashioned '90s Seattle grunge.
We're in need of a rock revolution movement. I mean, we haven't had one since the '90s.
I was gonna say
Kurt Cobain died.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, like, as a DJ, like when a lot of my stuff I did video dances. So high schools and junior highs were like my jam most of the year. We also did live stuff with bands and what have you. Bar mitzvahs. I was the bar mitzvah king for years. But anyways, I was there like in the early '90s, and I remember when my playlists were like 80% grunge and rock, and then you would only play like 5, in a 4-hour show, you would only play like 5 or 6 rap songs if you played any, right? And
those are hard to mix. It's hard to mix rap and rock.
Yeah, like it would be whenever
unless
I would
you
have
go
a
to some of the '90s rap rock, like the Korn and Ice Cube
well,
era.
yeah, fair enough. But that's later.
Or
That's
Run DMC and Aerosmith, I guess.
yeah. Yeah, but I remember watching the change. Like I saw it vision because I mean every night I my playlists I would write it all down, right? And I remember flipping through the book and over the years and just you could see where it just blatantly changed over where all of a sudden like I think in a 4-hour show back in the day we used to be able to get like 40 songs, not even like 30 something songs in a 4-hour show, right? And I remember that it all of a sudden changed over where it was like you were only playing 4 alternative or rock songs in a night and everything
they were
else
just for nostalgia, probably.
yeah, well, it was basically because the groups of kids, right? There would only be like a dozen kids out of 200 that were even interested in listening to that. So as soon as you'd play that song, the dance floor would clear, and then there'd just be the dozen kids in the middle, having a mosh pit by themselves, right?
And when did you say that was?
That was in the 90s. Yeah, like 93, I think, was when I started. So I was all through that age and era.
And you saw the change to where it became mostly hip hop related when?
That is really hard to pinpoint that. I would probably say probably about 1994.
Yeah.
Is about when I think 94, 95, 94 it probably started happening. 95 was probably when about like it really started to kick into gear. And I mean, as far as being a DJ, like, my heart is always into I love alternative and metal and all of that stuff. Like I like good old fashioned, I've kind of fallen out of love with classic rock, but I like that kind of stuff. But as being a DJ, like and R&B and stuff like that just lended itself a lot better to it, right? You could beat mix it. It was easier transitions, and stuff like that. And I mean, now I love everything. Like being a DJ, you kind of had to. If you didn't,
well, yeah,
you'd hate your job 95% of the time, right?
Right. Or you'd play stuff and people would hate you and they wouldn't bring you back.
Yeah, 100%, right? Yeah, you are your calling card when you do that. I mean,
right.
I mean, now like EDM, like I bulk it all. I've never been good at going, oh, this is house, this is deep house, this is, acid jazz or whatever. I'm just like, it's all electronic music to me as far as I'm concerned. It's grown on me. I mean, I'm a nerd at heart, and I think people using technology and sampling and all these tools that are available is just amazing what they can come up with, right?
I agree that the tools are it is something. What do you remember IDM? The music IDM from Warp Records predominantly, I guess. Intelligent dance music.
No, I don't think I remember that.
There was a band, ironically enough for this conversation, called Boards of Canada. Did you ever hear them?
No, and I should have, I guess.
Oh, they're from Scotland, but it's a duo. And if I did, I mean, these guys they're badass strip. Good. I recommend.
I'm Googling right now, so. Boards
of Canada, you listen to Music Has the Right to Children, and you're going to see some things differently, I think. It was a great scene. I was really into that.
I'm going to have to check that out. I got that marked now. I'm going to check that out. Cool. Maybe I'm going to discover something new.
Yeah, I hope you dig it.
I likely will. I mean, just judging from your, mixtapes that you've created, you definitely got a good vibe going on.
I'm glad. I appreciate it. I figured that the music and the mixtapes and things would probably be a little too weird for most, but that's what I like.
It's like I say with that one today with that Vannegut's Armpit. Like, I mean, like as soon as I saw Bauhaus on there, it's like the 4th track or something, and I'm like, dude, I haven't listened to that in so long. And then I started it, and right from the intro, I was like, oh, this is going to be a good one, and it was.
That's cool. I'm glad. Well, good. So this is the Texadelic thing is working somewhere, slowly but surely.
Yeah, well, we got to keep it going. Keep it going. How with your collectors? I mean, usually when I get into looking at people's collections and stuff like that, I always go into owners and I like to look around and see who reoccurs and stuff. Do you find you have a lot of collectors that collect across all of your stuff, or do you find it really spread out? Like, do you have some core collectors?
You're saying, like, is it the same people collecting?
Well, yeah. Do you have a lot of people that collect across all of your pieces, or is it random?
Usually somebody that likes what I'm doing likes it across the board mostly. I mean, there's some stuff that never flies at all, but yeah, it's so weird because I learned early on in the game, you put something out and you might not be in love with it, but it could do really well. So you can't even judge your own taste sometimes.
Sure. Well, an artist is always the worst critic, right?
I guess so. Yeah. But I found that I don't know. There's a couple of repeating collectors, and it's thanks to them that I'm able to go out and collect other people's art. Which is really, I mean, of course, when I started, I had pipe dreams that I was going to, quit my job and be a full-time artist. I mean, that's pretty laughable. I'm just happy to sell enough to, buy more art, really.
That's all right. I mean, hey, you never know. Tomorrow's a new day, right? It could all take
Well,
off.
exactly. And I mean, you guys will have your own probably late night talk show someday, and I'll have been here at the early part.
Yeah, man. And then you'll come back as an OG. It'll be
that's right,
100%.
You'll be 100%. On television, and that'll be something. How long have you guys been doing this?
About 5 months now, I think.
Oh, well, really? That's not.
We've been
super
talking
long.
about artists for just over 5 months. Yeah, but we were doing spaces about a month and a half before that, just kind of talking to each other.
Yeah,
that's cool. How do you find, or what makes you choose an artist? How do they come to your attention?
Lately, it's been Mike Nash. He says, check this guy out, check this girl out, check out this, check out that. And I'm like, yeah, I haven't seen them. I love this stuff. I love it.
Yeah, and we've been it's stuff that we collect, right, and stumble upon. 100%. Like, I mean, I had a Texadelic before I ever knew who Mike Nash was.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah.
Shoot, that's cool.
That is.
How did you come across my stuff
with that rotten apple?
Actually,
you said.
Yeah, that's right. That's how I got into it, and right after that, it was like very shortly after that, you had the Mr. Rogers Has Faith, I think it was called, and that's I picked up that one, and then I picked up a Turdy, I think, immediately when I picked that one up as well.
Well, thank you to Huge Mike for sending it to you.
Yeah, Huge Mike he's collected some great artists. He's got his heartbeat. He's introduced me to a few cool things, and it's kind of in this Tezos community, like it's a really cool tight knit community, right? And
yeah,
and it's kind of cool with the artists that we've been finding too. Sometimes we'll be in this ball where it's like the guests that we find are kind of all intertwined, and then all of a sudden you'll get some guest out of left field, and then all of a sudden you meet this whole new group of artists, and you go wallet diving, right? And you just
like music.
100%.
Yeah, you go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, the old days of flipping through records at the record store.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and everybody in the Tezos community, all the artists have been like mind-blowingly kind to come on our space. Like people have given us a time. Mush has become our third mic with us, but like he was, we've had legends that have done 5 hours with us. Like they've just stayed on for 5 hours. Like we don't ever ask that. You and I have discussed, that you don't have to stay on for 5 hours. You can stay on for as long or as little as you like. But it's like the amount of times that we've had artists stay on for 3 to 5 hours just chatting, because eventually the conversation just turns into whatever, right? Like, and that's kind of our format. We just like to chill. We like to be comfortable.
Well, you guys are doing something right, because it does seem to be gaining a lot of momentum.
Yeah, it still blows my mind. And Willie, we've concocted this idea to start trying to get a little bit of Tez coming our way, and bringing our artist friends into it to help us out. And to give giveaways. We don't, like Willie and I we don't have no intentions of making any money off of it or whatever. Well, maybe someday, if, maybe we will, but like we're just hoping to make a little bit of TES so we can keep doing our giveaways, and maybe at the end of every month give away a coffee mug or a t-shirt or something like that. Like, that's no huge goal. I mean, the people that I've met and the connections that I've made doing this far outweighs the money. It doesn't pay the bills, but it far outweighs the money 100%.
I totally hear you. If there's anything that I can do for the cost, I believe in what you guys are doing. I'll donate pieces to the Wag Me Wines or whatever I could do to help.
Yeah, just stay up with our contest, enter our contest. Really, just hang around. If you want to come up and speak about something on a future space, it's like after we've talked to you for a couple hours, it's really easy to go, okay, this guy's not going to come up and just shill his shit if he wants to. He'll come up and actually ask the artist that we have at that time, a question. So yeah, I mean, if you're just hanging around and like that's all nothing gathers a crowd like a crowd. Say it every week now.
Right on.
Just
right
hang around and enter in the contest, and that's as much as we ask you to do, really.
And the contests are just simply like and retweet, it seems like.
Right now we're doing our DAO artist contest. So we want the artists that we've interviewed and new artists. We want everyone can enter to basically create us a DAO token, so that we can start doing other giveaways and be able to give part of that DAO away.
So what makes what are you looking for in a DAO token? I mean,
that's the one thing that we haven't really said, because we're looking for your interpretation of what you think a DAO token might look like or might have a description of.
Okay. All
so
right.
it's really up to your interpretation, your artist style, all of that.
There's no real guidelines.
There's no guidelines.
No.
I like no guidelines.
I'll give you a hint. My son wanted to be involved, and he made a Lego diorama of sorts, and that's his entry. So
that's awesome.
I haven't minted it yet, but I will mint it and enter it as his entry. I hope he's not listening. It's not gonna. It's cute and all, and I love it, but
you hope he's not listening. What, to our space? I hope he's not listening to our space too. I dropped like $10 at the beginning.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I was just going to say, if anybody else is in the room, I know we've lost a few souls here. If anybody has any questions or anything that they would like to ask Texadelic, feel free to put your hand up and request, and we'll definitely invite you up if we're interested.
And while you do that, I also have a couple of questions in my back pocket here. I'm just gonna take a venture and guess that the Texadelic comes from Texas and psychedelic.
You nailed it. Yep.
I love it.
Give Willie a prize.
I love, like, when you think of psychedelic art, because I've been looking at some more lately, and I don't remember who I was talking to in Twitter the other day on Paper Buddha. I don't remember. And I was saying something about, I had a black light when I was like 8 years old, just psychedelic art all over my walls. I always love it, even though I've never done psychedelics other than weed.
Weed is not a psychedelic.
That 60s, 70s psychedelic art is always like been one of my top favorites, but I don't see that traditional psychedelic in your art, but there's definitely an alternative style of psychedelic art and other stuff.
That's a good way to put it. I agree. I see what you're seeing. I'm not. I'm inspired by psychedelic music and the whole psychedelia thing. I'm not a psychedelic user.
I think that's kind of where I came from too. Is like Cream album covers. Like
yeah.
Cream was one of the first like real album covers that it was one of the first albums that I stole from my dad. Like on vinyl and everything. And then, so just listening to Cream, just looking at the album covers and moving to some Doors and like, but yeah, I've never actually, done psychedelics, but yeah, I love it.
Man, you're missing out. You should have did some psychedelics.
It's not too late.
It's not. No, it's not. Up here, they're basically all but legalized mushrooms, and I do believe legalization is coming very shortly here now.
Yeah, they've pretty much decriminalized it in the U.S. So it's kind of on a similar path.
Man, when I did acid for a very short period in my my post high school life, and I stopped doing it because it was too enjoyable. I was like, for $5, you get to go on a trip for like 19 hours.
Oh man, I hated it.
Did you?
I like to be in control of my mind, and I don't like to not have control of it. So I mean, I don't like it. I mean, it's probably good that I had tried it, but nah, that was high school. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, each to his own, for sure. But I was looking at this. I think you pinned this up at the top here. That the first person who can tell me what band's album cover shows up. That's one of your tweets. Yeah, dude. I'm like looking at it and it's killing me because I'm sure it's probably right in front of me and I know what it is, but I'm like I'm looking too hard into this.
I guess the only clue I can give you is you probably don't know who it is, and that's not because of. It's just because it's quite obscure.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep.
I'll give you a hint. It's the car.
You remember when they used to make Volkswagen Jettas like that?
Yeah. Now I'm trying to search for it too.
I always wondered, what do you put on the registration of that fucker? You go to register that vehicle and get a plate. What's the vehicle's color? It's yellow. The door is orange.
It's multicolored.
Yeah. Cops are chasing you and they're putting in the call.
It's not a Cars album, is it? That would be too easy.
No, but that car is the centerpiece of an album cover.
Now I'm thinking like Beach Boys, but you said it's kind of obscure. It's a
pretty obscure band from the 90s.
God damn,
90s. You're narrowing it down though. I don't want to do it. Fun.
I still don't think you're gonna get it.
But it's a little alpha for anybody out there if they're looking for it.
Yeah,
find out.
It's pinned up.
Here's the thing. I think you guys are interested in the Texadelic vibe and all of it. I don't think most people are really digging or looking deep in anything. They just glance at it and don't read the description.
Yeah, you got to read the descriptions. We learned that. Laser Lou taught us that.
Good Laser Lou.
I'm still guilty to this day. I'm still guilty, so I can't I can't talk shit. I don't know. Whatever. I like art. I like to look at it, and I like to buy what I like to look at.
Whoa, Willie. Willie, we're not backing you in the corner here, man.
No. Appreciate it how you appreciate it.
Yeah,
no, I think it's neat. It's kind of like, see, with myself, with listening to music, I always in my life, vocals have just been another instrument to me. So when I actually get to read lyrics after years of listening to a song, I always go, well, that's interesting. I never knew that's what they were saying, because I always I don't treat it like, I don't pick out the vocals and hear that. I just treat it that it's another instrument playing in there, honestly.
I do that too. I don't pay attention to them unless like for some reason something catches me, but I don't, but I've started to more lately as I've started to do more writing. Like I've started to appreciate it more, but it's just an instrument.
Have you guys ever actually listened to the lyrics of Blues Travelers, The Hook?
Or no.
Just Hook?
No.
Oh, I implore you to go listen to that song after this space is over, and it'll blow your mind. Like, listen to the lyrics of that song, it'll blow your mind.
The minute you said Blues Traveler, all I could hear was a wailing harmonica.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love it. I love it. Blues Traveler, when he'd go up on stage and he's got that vest with all the different harmonicas in it.
Yeah.
That's so dope. It's like, who would have ever thought that there's well, they're different. They're different tunings. And I'm like, what? I never fucking knew that. Like, had no idea.
Blues Traveler. You never saw this conversation coming.
No, you know, that's the story of this.
That's the beauty of it. So
Absolutely.
to bring it back to your work and stuff a little bit though, like on E, you can have unlockable content, right? Which I always thought, seeing your mixtape links there to Spotify, I always thought that should be unlockable content, but it like wasn't really a thing of those.
Right.
But it is going to be soon.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be soon. Object's supposed to be integrating it, or so. I think you can already mint it somehow. We're not the smart guys that do all the back end kind of shit. So
neither am I.
But yeah, I think that's supposed to be coming soon. So I keep an eye on that, and I would definitely put that under unlockable content. That way, because it was always kind of like weird to me. Like, well, why? How's he gonna sell these if I can just look at the playlist right there?
Well, this is where we go back to what was said. I just like the art, and I just look at the art. That's what we count on there.
Yeah, and a lot of that art is most of that art is really good. So it's not like, I mean, I would buy definitely a couple of those pieces just based on the art.
And then you get the bonus utility of the mixtape, which you could have listened to without buying it. I know it's kind of stupid, but whatever.
Well, the first time that when I got the Cooties, but only worse mixtape, at first I didn't get. I'm like, well, what? Like, I don't get this. I don't get this. I don't get this. And then I looked at the bottom. I was like, oh, there's the Spotify link. Okay, I get it now. Cool.
Yeah. Otherwise, you just have a track list of a bunch of songs that I guess you could put together.
But I dig it. I mean, I totally dig it. And the fact is that I know, well, personally, I wouldn't go to one of those playlists without owning that NFT. Like, I know that I wouldn't. But yeah, if you could make that unlockable content, if you own the NFT, that would be even like a next level kind of shit, dude.
Well, first you got to have people that are interested in the mixtapes that I'm doing for them to want to do that, I guess.
Well, it's kind of right click save though, right? Like
right.
He wouldn't listen to it without buying it because he doesn't feel like he's not the person to right click save. Yeah.
Right, and I love that. I very much love that.
So when you make those mixtapes too, though, but I guess I don't know. I just got into Spotify. I had this kind of conversation a little bit last week, I think it was, because I don't know what the draw is with Spotify. Because like me, I finally had to get a Spotify account because so many people have given me these Spotify links, right? And if you don't have a Spotify account, then you can't listen to it, like your playlists, for example. You can't listen to them straight through. Right, it shuffles all over the place and plays other people's music. Like, it's unless you buy an account. So,
right.
Why do you use Spotify? Just because it's the streaming service you use, or?
Well, I don't want to offend anybody who's an Apple enthusiast, but I'm not. I had an iPod back in the day. Loaded that up with a bunch of stuff. It ran out of battery. I took it to one of their stores. They said, do you have an appointment with a genius? And I said, I don't need a genius. I just need somebody to fix my battery. So they made an appointment, and 5 minutes later, I was speaking to a genius, and they told me that we can't change the battery, but we'll sell you a refurbished iPod. Well, that was the end of my relationship with Apple and Spotify from then on.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Plus that it's got that cool crossfade feature.
Yeah, I guess I have to experience that now. Tomorrow morning on my way to work, I know what I'm doing.
There you go. Mike and I did a collaboration where he did the art to inspire a mixtape. I very much encourage that one. We're both very happy with the way that one turned out.
All right. What was that one called? Which one was that?
It's called The Golden Ratio.
Golden Ratio. All right.
Nice. Little photography tie in there.
It it was a comment that somebody made about my art and how they didn't like it because it didn't have the golden ratio in it.
Because it didn't fit the ratio.
Right. So I had to find a way to deal with that insult, and we made a mixtape collaboration, and then I felt better.
That's fucking hilarious. Mike did tell me he had to step down for a second. He's got some IRL stuff, and he'll be right back. So
okay, I have
he's
been
still up
looking.
there for the speaker, but
Okay.
Who is that?
Mike Nash.
Oh, I was gonna say we
He's still
got
up there to speaker, but he had to mute himself and duck out for just. He'll be right back. But
maybe he had to go pee. We know how that happens.
yeah, it happens sometimes. Sometimes you gotta drop one.
Or road trip emergency or something.
Yeah, he probably just came up to the next Buc-ee's and was like, I didn't get some more.
That's probably what it is.
Give me some more.
I'm gonna see if they have those Virginia nuts or whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to have old stock somewhere. Somebody's got to have old stock.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Since we have a small platform here, if anybody has any old stock of nacho cheese, David's seeds, please send them to me. You just saying old stock about food. I was like, that's the only thing I've been looking for on eBay and Amazon for years.
What the hell was it called? Not what?
So David's sunflower seeds used to make a nacho cheese flavor.
Okay, right.
And they were my favorite.
Interesting. Oh yeah. Is that your big sunflower seeds down there, David's?
Biggs is coming in hotter now, but I mean, they used to be the only thing we could get. They were the only brand on the market for ever since till like last 10 years.
We have Spitz.
Yeah, we have those too now.
Do you? Yeah, Spitz is the way to go. They actually, a lot of them come from not too far away from me here, as a matter of fact, in the land of the cold. I just learned that we have lots of sugar beets here. I had no idea that sugar beet farming was a big thing here, but it is. Random note, just a side journey there.
You said sugar beets?
Yeah.
I'd never even heard of them.
Yeah, so they make sugar. Yeah, they make sugar out of them. They make white grain sugar out of them.
Oh, that's cool. What area of Canada are you in?
I'm in Alberta, so I don't know if you know the provinces up here, but I'm one province from the left, from the west coast. I'm in Calgary. Actually, that's where a lot of people know is Calgary, where the the '88 Olympics were here. But,
is Alberta pretty French?
No, that's Quebec. That's the eastern
Quebec.
side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Americans are just kind of.
No, it's funny. We talk about that all the time because I mean, I'll like give a temperature in Celsius, but then I'll be like, okay, I got to take a Fahrenheit, right? And then we talked about it recently about how like us Canadians learn everything about the United States. Like it's part of our curriculum to know to be able to do a test on all of the states. I mean, I couldn't tell you fucking now to save my life.
Man, you guys are so dang nice. I can't even believe it. That's just, and we suck. I mean,
we're just self-centered.
Yeah, no, and it actually really it's kind of funny because everybody jokes about it, but it's so damn true. And I notice it huge when I go to Europe. But the American, like the Americans learn about Americans, they don't learn about the rest of the world, I guess. But not I'm slagging on y'all.
Oh, believe you me, I'll be the first to jump on the America sucks. Like when it comes to a lot of things.
Oh, Twitter's gonna rug us now. No.
Oh. But in a lot of things are real good. A lot of things America's real good too.
Nice save.
Thank you.
Well, I just a random story to that. I flew into Rome once, and I went to get a cappuccino, and I'm sitting there and I'm drinking, and this guy comes over. He goes, were you just speaking English? I go, yeah, I was. He goes, oh man. He goes, I'm so happy. He's like, we're flying home, and he's like, all I want to do is talk English and blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, where'd you go? And he's like, we were in Rome and we were in Venice and da da da. And I'm thinking of these places he's been, and I'm like, man, every Italian person that you probably dealt with spoke English. Like they 100%.
He must have been an asshole.
Well, but then he's like,
all those places, and they were nice to me.
yeah, and then
in English.
But then he started going off about. He's like, well, I want to go back to normality. You know, where I get ice in my cups and where prices are fair. And he just kept. He just started
any of those problems.
He started going on, and I'm just like, I'm like,
I haven't had any of those problems either. You just don't act like a typical American, and you'll do just fine.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
I looked at him at this point in time in Canada. We had found out that if we went across the border to buy cars, that even with the exchange rate and everything, we were still saving thousands upon thousands of dollars because cars down there were priced so much lower. And it was right at this big discovery had just happened at that time. So I looked at him. I said, man, I'm from Canada. Don't talk to me about fair prices and all this shit. And he laughed.
Oh, man.
You probably had no idea what the hell you were talking about, too.
Yeah, no, it was a big deal. It was, yeah, he did actually. He knew about that. He goes, well, y'all come across the border and just buy the cars, right? And I'm like, yeah, well. Still a pain in the ass.
He must have been up somewhere north to that.
He was. I don't know. He was just a sour dude. In my head, I'm going, fuck, buddy. Yeah. I just got off a plane after 8 hours. Like, I really don't need this.
You poor bastard. You could afford to take a nice trip and tour all of Italy, and you're still complaining. That's America.
Yeah. Seriously. So, Tex, what's this piece you pinned up at the top? What's
This one, I wrote poetry to it, which is something I've, kind of been playing with. This writing thing is, I don't know, I've been doing it for maybe 6 months or something. I've been having fun with it.
I noticed a couple of the mints on whatever that one text only mint site was in your wallet too, or in your created too there. So I haven't read those yet.
I think poetry it's usually weird people, and it kind of makes me uncomfortable, like when people read poetry. But I guess I've gotten into it, kind of like lyrics, like we were talking about.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat to just, I don't know, there's just a lot you can do with it. I've gotten into writing, I think, because of NFTs.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like you have this space to put a description. So you want to make your description as interesting as, the art you made. And the art inspires, I guess it all really intertwines. The art inspires whatever the writing.
Right.
So I'll do the piece, and then I'll like, okay, I'm going to write it down.
What about the other way around?
It doesn't work as well.
For you, you're saying?
Yeah, for me it doesn't work.
I'm just thinking of like Elton John, who never did any of his own writing, threw the music to it.
Right.
Like that,
Well, he should have.
I'm just scrolling back through your whole collection here.
There's a lot going on in there, isn't there? Like, man.
It might be too much sometimes, especially for people that, they're not really looking for all that.
See, I really dig that kind of thing, because even with Mike Nash's, you go into his stuff, and we talk to him about his stuff all the time, and he's like, well, I don't remember that. I got to go, oh, yeah. And he's like, he'll remember. And it's like, because Mike Nash, I mean, you go through his creations, and they're again, all over the board, so much going on, everything, I dig it. I like going into an artist's wallet.
You do like that. Okay.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I love seeing the variety and because I don't know, I think every artist always likes to do different things, but I think sometimes they get a little bit scared because they're like, well, I'm known for this, so I got to keep doing this, and I'll hide these other pieces off on the side, right?
I don't know if you guys agree, but I feel like people that stick to a particular style have more success.
Well, it could be something with consistency, like we were talking about earlier. If you're staying consistent, then you're improving upon that. But I don't know. I like, if you like exploring these different avenues and these different styles, do what makes you happy. Like, don't.
Well, that's my philosophy. Absolutely. I am studying people and things with all this and kind of in what I can learn, and then I'll experiment with what I think I understand people. And I'm usually people are hard to figure out.
Well, a lot of times though, like some artists, the success is what makes them happy, not necessarily the art. So they're like, whatever, I'll just fucking draw whatever people like, and then that brings the people to me, and then that's what they like.
I think I had an internal conflict with that for a while back, and something had to give, and it was just like, no, I got to do me.
Glad you do. Glad you do.
If I were to put a Texadelic piece in front of you, but you didn't know it was Texadelic, would you be able to recognize it, you think?
The pop stuff, I definitely would, just because I'm more familiar with your pop pieces, your Bon Uglies and stuff like that.
Right.
Some of the other like more pure psychedelic stuff, it's a little harder to pick out, but like it's also because I'm not as familiar with it.
Right.
But
it's just kind of fun to see, what people get out of things, and I don't know. I like the studying people by using art to see what I can understand about them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'll use Mike Nash, our resident artist, as an example again. I mean, to begin with, looking through his stuff, I saw it all over the board, right? But now I recognize, when I look through his stuff, I recognize his, kind of signature. I recognize the little things that make it Mike Nash, even though some of the pieces are very, very different from each other.
That's what I'm asking. That's cool. I like that you're able to see Mike in it, even though it's kind of all over.
Yeah, and I think with your stuff too, like if I look through your wallet a lot more, I probably would go, well, yeah, that's definitely, maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't, but I definitely noticed that with his pieces now.
Sometimes it's a color style. Sometimes it's, there's always these little signatures.
Yeah, color, just plain old color style can be the signature.
Yeah, for sure.
I put a new piece up, and this is kind of going back into when I was having fun. This was hard, but taking photos and just warping them into something brand new. And this is probably one of my favorite pieces from that. It's called Flipping Ellen Degenerates.
Oh, yeah. So that was a photo that you warped up?
It was a photo that was just warped, and I have no idea what it is. I don't remember it. Like what?
I laughed at that. That's hilarious, but I was on mute. Degenerates. So what was your your process, not necessarily your process, but what tools were you using to do this? Just like Photoshop or?
I do all of the work on a phone, because it allows me to pick it up on a break or whatever, work on something, and then put it down, and then come back to it, put it down. It started with a couple of different apps, and now these things run through a whole bunch of different apps before it's finally done.
Okay. That was interesting. I would love to see the original photograph side by side with that.
I don't even remember where or what it was.
Just to be like, whoa.
I mean, and this is the abstract stuff. It's like, I'm not really sure what that is, but it makes me happy for some reason. And that's kind of what it's all about.
I think it's pretty cool, for sure.
Sometimes it was just collaging photos. You know how people send you stuff through WhatsApp? And you'll get a picture and it'll show up in your phone in a folder or whatever. I just take those pictures and cut this piece and that piece out and start running it through filters.
So this might be a little more technical or whatever, but like what? I know that there's a lot of legalities between, like, especially in photography, where it's the person who took the photo, not necessarily the person or subject in the photo that has the rights to it.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody else takes a photo and sends it to you in WhatsApp,
Mm-hmm.
you know, if they recognize a piece of that photo that they took, are you worried about that at all? Or
Is there, well, it's family that I'm getting photos from, so no, but if there was any way that anybody would ever be able to recognize this photo after what it was, I'll give them tech.
Yeah, that's why I said I would love to see the original on this one, because it's unrecognizable as a photograph.
Right, right.
If that person recognizes it, you'll have to ask them what kind of hallucinogen they're on.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm telling you that the things that it goes through to get to that spot, because it was a process I was using over and over. There's nothing connectable to the original anymore. I mean, it's not that. It's like sampling. I don't know. There was I can't remember who it was, but they would sample, I don't know, nature sounds, and then they would run it and create a drum kit out of it with a bass drum and cymbals and everything. At the end of the day, I mean, it still ended up kind of sounding like a regular drum kit, but they twisted those sounds into something completely different, like with a sampler, you know? That's kind of what I'm doing. It's not.
I can dig that.
I mean, the argument can be made that that's what people are doing with AI now, too, right?
AI is another one. Like, I got into it with not being on board with it, but because of my confusion with my own feelings with it, I decided to experiment with it, and it's allowed me to do a lot of things that I wanted to do.
Yeah, I like knowing that this is a lot more. This piece we're talking about here is a lot more hands-on.
I want to get more.
You started with something and you got it somewhere.
That I want to get back into doing this more, but I have been having a lot of fun with the Bumpin' Ugly. So.
Fuck yeah! And that's is that what we're giving away tonight from you as well, or tomorrow?
Yeah, I think last week it was said that there was 2 pieces being given away. I'm still there for that.
That's awesome. Willie did take the snapshot a little earlier, so we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that a little later on for sure. People get stuff. I mean, you show up at this space, man. You get like tonight. That's amazing. We're giving away, a couple pieces from you. We're giving away a friggin' pass to DecentralCon Miami that's worth $500, and we're giving the Willie's piece away, the W Chris series.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a giveaway tonight. All right, nice.
Only like 12 of those are going to exist after this series, but nobody really realizes that. They just see that 90, that 100 editions right there, and don't.
Because people aren't reading. They're not reading.
Exactly.
You know
what? Exactly. That's what I was going to say a second ago. Is you're trying to figure out the human condition and how people operate. Like, I've been doing that for a week with all different mechanics, trying to figure out who's paying attention where, who's paying attention to what. There's one out there right now nobody's fucking even paying attention to.
Exactly. It's so fun. I really like the C. Truman stuff. I because of the face last week, I was looking at it. He's got really cool stuff going on.
Yeah, he does. A big, super huge fan of him. Super fan.
Yeah, I was gonna say something earlier too about you were asking like how do we find our artists and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna kind of mention like, well, we kind of started really finding artists in the Wag Me Wine Discord because there is no set artist in there. Like, there's a new artist every drop. So this drop is Proteon, and last drop was Carlin. Yeah, Make It Rad, and Chris Truman is like co-founder, so he did the first drop, and he does all like the intermediate pieces, the game pieces we call them. But there's no set artist, so it's not like when you go into an artist Discord and they're like, no, only buy my shit. They don't like to promote other artists, kind of thing.
Oh, okay, I got you.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's more community.
We just like to look at everybody's stuff and go, who do you like here? Do you like this? What's this? So it's
there should There should be more of that. I like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Discord just didn't do it for me because of probably what you just said. It's like I don't want to do that. I could be making art. Why do I want to do that?
Yeah, that's the kind of the dichotomy I've been going back and forth this last week is, well, we use Discord to get people to follow us on Twitter. We use Twitter to come into the Discord. Like it's this weird circle of nothingness.
This is the learning process of how all this is supposed to work and what the success, I don't know, formula is and whatever. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm still figuring it out, right? Like it's all. I mean, you've been doing this for like a year now, and there's people who've been doing it for 3 years, which is like an eternity in this space, and we're still in such an infancy in this whole blockchain Web3 art reality world.
Yeah, apparently Reddit just came in like 2 days ago. I don't know.
What is this thing? What's this thing going on with Reddit and people getting kicked off and stuff?
I have no idea, but I think they're like, so I actually came into NFTs through day trading through Reddit kind of thing, right? And then I was like, well, I want to explore other markets. There's markets out there I want to explore them. So that's how I kind of got into NFTs like a year ago. So I was on Reddit, and then I'm still on Reddit, but I just like it's so fucking toxic. It's just
big time.
It's trolls on Reddit, and you come over to Twitter, and it's almost you can definitely find the circles in Twitter where it's the exact opposite, but it's still toxic.
Yeah,
it's still it's still very much only good, and it's like, well,
and
no,
a lot of
phoniness. Opinions work. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So I think when Reddit, and I don't even know what happened. Like, I don't know. They just announced that they have all these NFT wallets, or I don't know what the news was, because they've had wallets for their own, like they've had their own NFTs for over a year, and like of their own little guys and like their own little interior kind of shit. But maybe they opened it up to new chains. I don't know.
Maybe that's what.
So now a lot of Twitter is flooding to Reddit to make sure that they're seen. Like I just saw Paper Buddha post something about his name is taken and it's not in his style. I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, so it seems like all the artists are flooding to Reddit so that they're seen, and all the Redditors are flooding to Twitter to find new artists. Like you're butting heads in the middle. I don't know.
I have no idea.
It'll unfold in the next couple of weeks more, and I don't know. Maybe if the mayor's still listening and he wants to, and he knows more, wants to talk about it, maybe we can bring him back up. But
yeah, that's all I remember about Twitter, like Reddit. I still, like, once in a blue moon, I'll hit Reddit just to check what's going on. But it's like, yeah, no, you're right. It was like so toxic. It's such a horrible place half the time. Don't dare fucking ask a question. Jesus.
Post anything on Reddit that's positive, and you just get fucking downvoted, and they'll just shit on you, and like, this fucking asshole. Like, really? Like, I was just trying to be nice.
So what are you supposed to post on Reddit, or what goes well with Reddit?
I guess you got to slag people. Yeah, you just got to troll and slag people.
Everyone's a piece of shit.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah, great. Junior high all over again.
Yeah,
pretty much.
We're too old for this.
Yeah, no shit. I remember on Reddit, because I used to like about Reddit was that anything you wanted to find information on, you could find it there. Like there'd be groups for it, and I found this group that modifies Power Wheels. Like the toys for kids, right? The driving cars for kids.
Yeah.
And man, that was so cool. Like these dads were doing amazing things, but it brings it back around to there's always the trolling going on. There's a guy was like, well, I bought these batteries, to put in my kid's car, and and then like some dude right away, why did you buy those fucking things? Those are like the worst battery. Like, have you never read any of the posts here? Like he just like jumped on this guy, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, it's good to see that Reddit still has it. All right, thank you.
All right. Well, I'm not interested in whatever's going on in Reddit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's not very clear. Like, I mean, obviously, as you can tell by all of us talking here, like whatever's going on is not very clear right now.
Well, at least it's not just me. I mean, I went to Tumblr, I guess, because Empress Trash is was encouraging people there. I thought, oh, what the hey, I'll try it. It's like I don't want to start all over on another social media, site. I don't even know what to do with it.
I was your first follower. That's how I win. That's how I
Oh,
won when Dubs laugh. That's how I won when Dubs laugh. I was your first follower, and I never.
okay, yeah. Now it's all coming together.
Yeah, I never had a Tumblr account, but I was like, I saw it like
I remember, and you said, "Well, I guess I got a Tumblr account now."
Yeah.
I'm ready to create one.
I haven't gone on it since.
I checked a little here and there, but it's like I just don't feel like it. I don't. I mean, Twitter is enough. I will say this about Twitter. I was on Instagram for a couple years doing my thing, and it was painstaking to get any growth whatsoever. And I got on Twitter and got that to move much faster. It's more active. I think on Instagram you just stare at pictures and move your finger, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think you're right there. There's definitely a more back and forth kind of vibe on Twitter for sure.
That's kind of what I was saying about Discord too. There's no growth on Discord because you're locked in, right? Like there's no new channels or anything like that. You're in the Discord you're in. So it's a great place to interact with the people that are already there because it's an AOL chat room. That's why I like it. I grew up in AOL chat rooms. But
you old.
But to get new people in, there's no doing that. You have to go to Twitter or somewhere else to get people to come into the Discord.
Yeah, and then sometimes I couldn't figure out even how to get. There's a weird password, and I can't even get into whatever. Like I said, tech stuff. I'm not about it. I've got a FX hash piece that's completely done, but my computer just doesn't want to seem to scrunch it up. So. That's not getting released.
Good old technology making life easy and simple.
It's like, man, I worked hard on this. I want to get this out, but forget it. I'm not going to sit on the computer all day trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I don't. I go back and forth with the FX hash. It's sometimes the generative is cool, and then sometimes I'm just like. It's just the same thing, and you've released way too many editions of the same thing.
Yeah, some people are really clever with it, and that would be the coders, I guess, and I'm definitely not a coder, so I don't know. I like it. I mean, from what I understand, it's kind of what brought life into Tezos not too long ago or something. So it's important. I get that much out of it.
Yeah, I understand that for sure.
But I can't say I'm collecting a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
No, man, I just had to reload some Tez because I was gotta buy some stuff.
Yeah, and markets are moving today.
Yeah, it only went up 2 cents. Tezos went up 2 cents. We're all right. We're good.
2 cents. It was up like 10 cents this morning.
What?
38 to 48 when I looked at it.
Oh no, I think it's 42 now. Or I just bought it at 140.
Not financial advice.
I'm just telling you what I bought it at. Well, I'm from Canada. I'm going to give you all financial advice.
I'm saying anything I say is not financial advice.
Yeah. You go ahead and follow me.
Yeah, from 34 to 44 today is
that's pretty good.
What I'm seeing. Not if you're buying.
Well, that's
buying phase.
I'm not buying.
I want it cheap.
Okay, Willie, I just bought my trophy room, so I could be in the draw.
Okay.
Good. I didn't know that was
while we're on that subject,
until I actually spin it.
Can I be in that as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to buy a trophy.
Absolutely. You were here in the space.
And I do own Texadelic stuff already, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Oh, that shouldn't be a problem.
That's good. That's good that you own some of those pieces.
I think I own more than anybody, actually.
Oh, fuck, you're a whale.
Huge Mike was asking me yesterday or the day before about, well, okay, what pieces do I need again? And I go, well, you need a Nicholas Dimes and you need a Texadelic because those are our guests, and you need one of our supporters. And I go, and I left him last. I ran through the list, and I was like, Niren and Dan Williams and all these, and then I go, NFT is hard. I go, oh yeah, or a huge Mike. He goes,
oh yeah,
okay. It's like, oh yeah, I should have one of those. Like, you should keep one of your own. Just saying.
Yeah, you always gotta always have your own stuff.
I just haven't created a separate wallet to send one of my own that I keep to it.
Yeah, I need to Object needs to come around and they need to make that curation thing so that I can curate up my wallet, man.
Are they looking at doing a curation type thing?
Yes.
That will be pretty cool. I think there's an art form in that.
Yeah. No, I need that. I mean, my wallet, like when I first started into Tez or crypto or the NFTs period, I never thought I would ever own enough where I would require organization in my wallet, but I deeply, deeply require organization in my wallet.
Well, when you were buying PFPs at $400-500 a piece on ETH, plus $50 in gas.
Yeah, I wasn't buying many.
You weren't buying a lot.
No,
I wasn't buying a lot.
I'm a Tez millionaire now. If you look at my wallet. All right, got that piece. Nice.
It's not letting me buy.
I love the computer sounds. We haven't heard that in a while. I had to do it too. Clicking of the mouse. I hate it when I got my phone in front of me and I just bought my trophy room on my phone or whatever. But then I'm going to type things in and I go to my keyboard in front of me here and I'm like, why the fuck? Oh, that's right. I'm on my phone. I got to type with my finger here.
I've never set my wallet up on my phone. I don't know if it's probably best that I have.
It's a pain. Honestly, it's a pain in the ass. It doesn't always work. And it's when I find that when I most need it, when a drop happens and I need to get in there now to buy something, I find that that's when it craps out on me and restarting and clearing the cache and all that shit never works. Oh, it's such a pain in the butt. You're just better off to say, well, I can't buy it when I'm out on the road. That's all there is.
Yeah, I'm always on the road though, so I just stopped using my computer, but it's still a pain in the ass. It's still a pain in the ass on the phone. But then you can't look at things as a either, If I'm trying to look at a couple things and compare prices or whatever, or this and that on my computer, it's real easy across 3 monitors.
Yeah,
it's a lot harder on my phone. I got to go back and forth, especially if I want to copy. If I need to copy paste an address or something to send pieces to people, it's a pain in the ass. But if you try to use both a phone and a computer, it just doesn't work.
These are our 21st century modern day problems.
Yeah.
Right?
We're not worried about getting heat or food. We're worried about this.
Let's see what the future holds. I have a feeling we're going to be worried about things that are more important.
Well, yeah, you know what? Those of us that don't know the basics are going to be suffering someday. You know it when the shit goes down.
Yeah.
Like mashed potatoes?
Well, yeah, how to grow
is that
mashed
the shit
potatoes.
going down?
Yeah.
I've seen the movie Mars. I know how to grow some potatoes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. But in your own shit.
Yeah.
Can you start a fire with some sticks?
There you go.
I don't need to. I got a garage full of spark plugs.
Oh,
I don't need sticks. I got gasoline spark plugs for now.
At my cabin, we actually do that every once in a while, especially if I've got some people come to visit that have kids, and that'll be one of the things I get them to do is to start fires.
You get kids together and you get them to start fires. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's right. I say, man, you guys are missing out. You're not burning buildings down because your parents are taking away lighters and matches. You can't buy them in the store because you're not of legal age. So let me show you how to start fires with other things.
This sounds equally as bad as it does good, but
yeah, well, if you've ever watched a kid rubbing two sticks together trying to start a fire, you know we're okay.
Do you have to be a certain age to buy lighters and matches?
Yeah, here you have
is that
to be.
How old
Here,
I am now?
Yeah, well, here in Canada, you have to be 18 years old to buy matches or a lighter.
I just found out like 2 days ago, or maybe it was last week, but I just found out a couple of days ago that you got to be 21 to buy cigarettes now.
Oh, really?
At least in California.
Well, that's California.
Yeah, I was very surprised by that.
Well, I remember back in the day here when I was young, my mom used to send me to the store with money and a note, and I would buy her cigarettes, and then she'd be like, you can have 50 cents to buy candies or whatever, right? And the guys would do that. And then I remember when they changed that when I was a kid, like whatever it was, like fucking.
That's how I started buying cigarettes, was because it was pretty lenient.
Yeah. And
matter of fact, the turdy that I made is based on the cigarettes that I've been smoking for far more years than I'd like to admit.
Is that the Cool?
Yeah.
That's the green one?
Yeah.
That's my turdy.
I did see that one.
I bought that turdy.
Yeah, that one has that's special.
There's a big edition of that one, though. Is that the one I'm thinking of? The one that
that one, the one that looks like money has a big edition.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm thinking of a different one. I like
the cool one. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, the cool one is, I mean, that's got a little special meaning. There's a lot of cigarettes that go into my art.
That's part of the process.
That's right.
That one there, I actually remember looking at it and thinking I should buy it a while back. And then, as soon as you posted it up there, I was like, yep, yoink.
I'm really glad. I'm glad you did. I mean,
well, it means even more to me now. I love that. I really dig this stuff, especially when I buy things before we invite an artist on to here, right? If I've seen an artist and I've been collecting some pieces, and then I'm like, shit, we should have them on, and let's see if we can do it. It's even more awesome to me to collect, to have those pieces in my wallet now, and being able to have spent some time with you and chatting with you and getting to know you. Like it makes that shit way more valuable to me.
Well, yeah, then you get to know, some of the stories behind it and meanings behind it. I think that's cool. I'm very grateful for you guys inviting me.
Yeah, no, we're absolutely grateful to have you. Every time, like there's artists and we're like, oh, we don't know. Can we get that artist? That artist has like 30,000 followers. Like, there's no way. And then they're like, yeah, shit, I'll come on. Fire it up.
Why not? I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a good.
Speaking of that, let me throw a short little plug in here. Did you see my tweet from Kelly Telfer?
Oh yeah, his painting class.
Yeah, so he's doing a live painting class at the LA Auto Show. Yeah. The weekend
he had told us about that when he was on. I shared.
Well, he told us about doing some Zoom classes, but
no, I remember him talking about the real life one.
Okay. Yeah. So if anyone's in the LA area, I'm pretty sure it's free.
What is it?
He's doing a painting class. He's doing two different classes, one for kids, one for adults. But the way he was talking to us when we spoke to him was basically like, doesn't matter how good you think you are, you'll learn something.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
He does. He paints.
Not that he was saying he's the best in the world, kind of shit, but like, there's always something to learn, basically.
Well, that man had quite the career, dude. That guy, he does oil paintings of cars, race cars, and Porsches and Volkswagen vans, and he's done
acrylic on canvas, not oil.
Yeah, acrylic on canvas, or sorry, not oil. And and he's done a few racing teams. He's done like their official T-shirts and all sorts of stuff for them. Like
and
this
car
dude
design. He did the car design.
And car design, yeah, man. Like this, Willie just met him and bought a painting off of him at a race. and we had no idea that this guy was like, we had him on.
I
He's not even in NFTs.
just thought he was some local artist. I liked his art. I bought a painting for my dad because it's one of his cars, and then we're like, holy shit.
Yeah, as this guy is talking, like I'm DMing Willie, and I'm going, "Did you have any fucking idea who this guy was?" He's like, "I had no idea. I just thought he painted." Like he's like, and this guy is like, in the racing world, this guy is like half of the racing shirts that you've ever seen, he's probably fucking painted. Like,
Yeah,
it's so wild.
That's super cool. Somebody needs to get him together with Nicholas Dimes.
Oh shit, dude, that would be crazy. And then Kelly will be like, I've never heard of you.
I think Nicholas. I think Nicholas Dimes was in that space. I think he listened to part of that space at least.
Oh,
he's probably way ahead of us.
Because we talked to Laser Lou before him, and he was definitely in Lou's space. And I'm pretty sure he came back. He's come back to almost all the spaces since we talked.
Yeah, he was in here earlier tonight too.
Yeah,
he's busy.
I'm sure the longer we hang out, he'll come back too.
That Nick Dimes, man, he's all over the place. They're fucking working hard over there on that team.
Yeah,
he's all racing around the NFT game.
Absolutely.
He's moving up quick. Whatever he's got going on,
yeah,
it's working.
100%.
I heard that. It's like, well, I don't know how I'm going to come in after that. Like, I mean, this guy's got a full racing career behind him.
Yeah, he was fun for sure.
we you know what? Every space, doesn't matter who we've had on, every space has just been like fire. And you always have people, because we do have people the next day that'll listen back onto them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And they'll be like, if it's people that we know, they'll pop into the Waggy Wine Discord and go like, holy shit, like that was like I had no idea, and blah blah blah. Or
well, you should have came to it when it was live, is what you should tell them.
Yeah, well, I tell them all the time. Like,
all right.
Say it every week. We got. I just want to recognize some new people that popped into the space. If you guys have any questions for Texadelic, feel free to ask to come up.
I've been trying to pop into the spaces bits for like 2 hours now, but I can't. It's all right.
You don't get double entries on the WX8BK D15. Single entry only.
Whoa, come on.
Single entries only.
I bought 2 trophy rooms. Yeah, dude. Jerry was a race car driver. Man, I want to talk about that. You just pinned that up at the top. That's a dope.
I want to talk about Pop Lazarus and his coloring book project. It's dope, and I'm really hoping not that many people have bought it, purchased it, whatever. I want people to be into this. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, again, some of the few that I've seen have been really like out of the park.
Well, you say few. Is there more than 2
entries?
Yeah,
I've only seen Niren's, my wife's, and my son's.
Well, where have you seen them? They're not sending them to his coloring book.
My wife and my son's I haven't minted yet.
Okay, maybe you've seen those at home, probably. Okay, well, I didn't know about those.
You invite Texasdelic over a little bit more, Willie, for God's sakes, man. I will. Full disclosure, I bought my token yesterday, and I printed mine out yesterday, and I bought felts the day before. I'm gonna work on. I'm gonna be fucking like getting it in under the line, but you're right. Like this should be blowing up and off the hook, and I want to know, with some of this stuff, what needs to be done to really get it to kick off.
Me too. I really want it to take off. I mean,
we've promoted it every week since he released it.
Did you see his advertisements?
Oh,
his advertisements. Like, these are. I don't know what it takes.
Elon and President Trump and Kanye, all those.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, I don't know what would.
Yeah, I want to know what's missing there. I want to know how we fix that. Like 100%.
People are lazy. I don't
Because
know.
that's one of those little things like where I wonder too. It's like where does that roadblock come in? Because I mean, obviously, he's coming up in my feed because I follow, but it's like I look at that and I'm like, how is that not attracting anybody else? How is nobody else interested in
This should be going viral.
Yes, I agree, and I guess if we figure that out, we're going to be doing pretty good.
These are the same kind of publicity stunts that I've been trying for a couple years now, and they really just don't take off like one would think.
Mm-hmm. And I just wonder if it kind of balls back into that, like like we use Twitter, like NFTs basically live on Twitter, and then you talk about, well, I don't want to go to another social media platform, but then you're like Paper Buddha and realize that there is another NFT world on other platforms, and there's another Paper Buddha or another Texadelic, right? Like that aren't doing the same thing. And I think it all has to be. Again, we're ahead of the curve, right? We're so early into this that everybody's trying to figure it out.
Well, whenever the masses come, it's going to be so oversaturated because right now I think it's just artists collecting artists, really.
There is a lot of that for sure. Yeah.
There definitely is. There's a few outsiders, like, myself.
Yeah.
I don't consider you an outsider at all, though.
Bits. Well, now we're collectors, though. Now we're known in the space as collectors.
Okay. Right? So I know me some collectors.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
But we're not artists.
Well, I mean, you are to me. You guys are artistic in the way you.
Thanks. We're space artists.
There you go.
Yeah,
you're like-minded at least.
Yeah. We've I think especially in the Tezos world, I think I've realized that a lot of people are very like-minded here. You kind of are. Like, I mean, the wanting the familiar, cozy place to pull up a chair and share your stuff with, whether it's art, music, our space, or whatever. That's what Tezos is. Tezos is warm and fuzzy and a cup of cocoa, right? Like,
I haven't done ETH and Open Seas and all that, so I don't know, but I imagine it's not like this.
No, it's definitely not. And I mean, if this space that Willie and I have created and then everybody's helped us build up, like, wouldn't be like this if we were dealing with ETH artists. Maybe I'm wrong in saying that, but it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, I think that's how we've been able to build what we've been able to build with everyone's help, is that ETH is a lot more win Lambo and what's the next project and how do I push my own project. At least let me preface that by, or post that by saying, that's what I saw in it, at least. And Tez is just, I like what I like, and if I like the artist, I'm going to support them by buying up a little piece of their art.
Damn straight.
Because I can buy 50 pieces from 50 different artists for what I can spend on one PFP in ETH.
So you would say maybe Tez is like people supporting people, where ETH is more like big corporate type projects that are just more about collecting and owning something that you can make money off of, or a club.
Yes, because I mean the corporate money influx into ETH has kind of proven that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we've seen, hundreds of millions of dollars come into ETH, and like, why? Well, it's because there's still the speculation there that hundreds of millions can turn into $1 billion or $2 billion.
And then there's, I think the club, I'm a part of this thing.
Well, I mean, we definitely have that. We definitely have that in Tezos. We have that in Wine. We have that with Threesomes Grotto. There's plenty of Tez communities that have those communities. Look, Tez Town, Paper Buddha's Temple. what discords are you in? I mean, even Pop Lazarus has his own little discord. There's only 20, 30 people in there, but they're all very close with each other in there. You know what I mean? There's no wasted breath in there, if you will.
It's not just nonsense, just
Yeah.
GM.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I throw up the Spaces link every week, but I'm still trying to get people to the Spaces and chill. But then most of the time, I'm like, I look there for artists first. Like that's where I really first started noticing you was in Pop Lazarus's. I think that's where I first started noticing Chili Preston.
I don't really do Discord much. I maybe should get him Pop Lazarus Discord actually, and maybe your guys too. But I haven't. I just wasn't. It's like, man, I don't really get Discord, and like I said, I could be making art instead.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people that have also they realize that just living without a Discord is okay as long as you're on Twitter too, right? And I think that's pretty fair enough, because like Willie was saying earlier, you got to get on Twitter to get people into your Discord, and
Right,
Discord back to Twitter, and
yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And Discords, they are like, I've erased so many, and then I'll add a couple more. Like they're time consuming, and I know there are people who were in this space, 7 months ago that I do not see any longer, and they have left because it was Discord that drove them out. The Discords was what drove them nuts and drove them insane, and they were literally like destroying their regular lives just because they were trying to keep up in Discords.
That doesn't sound fun.
No, it's true. Like I have heard these stories right from people where they were like, yeah, no, I no Discords, it sucks up too much of my time and it's all confusing, and yeah.
I guess you can put me in that category then.
Yeah, fair enough. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. We know where you are. We know where to talk to you.
Well, yeah, and I think also now that I met you guys in Pop Lazarus, I'm a supporter of, and I think before I didn't quite know where to go, and so if there's like-minded people I like, I guess that's definitely worth my time.
For sure, and I could say it's flattering for you to say that we're worth hanging out with, is what it boils down to.
Well,
I love it.
For sure, man, for sure. I listened last week, and I was like, well, I don't think this is going to be that bad. I mean, you guys are very approachable and down to earth.
Yeah, we've had, well, probably at least 5 people on now who have never done anything like this before, and it was funny because I'm DMing with them, like Fabi Amato was one of them, and she's like, well, I'm nervous and I don't know and all that, and here I am still nervous because I would get anxiety before we would start one of these spaces every Tuesday. And here I am telling her, no, it's cash, it's chill, it's good. And deep in my mind, I'm also going, no, I totally get it, man. This is stressful. It's totally like I'm freaking out. But once you come in and you listen to us and how we try to approach it, that we are just like, we just want to hang out. We just want it to be as comfortable as if you came into our home or met us at a pub and just chat, right? Like that's what it's all about. I mean, Proteon was a really good at. Proteon probably asked us more questions than we asked him almost. I mean, he was grilling us on a few things, which I thought was just fucking cool.
I think it's because it's genuine, and that's what makes it. I think that's.
Proteon started the space by asking Bits a question.
Yeah, he asked me where I was from in Canada.
Yeah.
Well, no, he asked. That's right. He said, "Are you from? You have an Ottawa accent. Are you from Ottawa?" And I'm like, "Okay, how the fuck do you know like Ottawa and stuff?" He's like, "Oh, I'm in Toronto or wherever he is." So I'm like, "Oh, fuck, cool, another Canadian, right on." I don't run into enough Canadians in this space at all. Like it, I don't know what the gig is with that, but I'm sure there's more around than I know about. But it seems like Canada is just kind of missing out on it. It doesn't seem to be happening up here.
Well, I think just
It's too
from
cold.
following Proteon a little closer, is I think there's a lot of them on Soul up in his area.
Oh yeah.
I think they're just not on Tezos.
Well, they got to get on the Tezos, man. We got to bring them over.
I thought there was going to be an influx of outsiders coming in, but I don't know if that ever happened or not.
Open the doors. We're here. Let them
That's
all
right.
know, right? We're here. Come inside and sing some songs with us. Drink that. Make a blood sacrifice or whatever we were talking about earlier.
Join the cult.
Yeah. Fucking right. Cool.
Well, hey guys, been a long day. I'm gonna call it, but this has been awesome, and I definitely will come back and listen to you guys again.
Oh, thank you, dude. Thank you so much for coming. And I do know, like you explained, you came right after work. And have you eaten dinner yet?
I did. I made myself a sandwich while I listened to the intros of everything.
Oh, right on. That's good to hear. No, dude, we appreciate you giving us your time, man. You know, my words can't express how much we appreciate you giving us your time because we know it's valuable to you. And like Willie had mentioned earlier, anytime you want to come in and hang out with us, you're obviously more than welcome to listen. But, you know, if you ever want to chime in on stuff or you got something that you want to, you know, promote or shoot our way or you know, bring eyes to, like our platform is here for you to use. You're more than welcome to use it anytime you want. You're definitely part of the family now.
I appreciate it, man. I really do. Seems like there's so much more we could have talked about, but
it's the story. It's how it goes, man. Like it's how it goes. Like
it's hard to know how to talk about yourself and your own art stuff and how to just kind of ramble on about that. Hopefully I answered some questions.
Yeah, man. I don't think there was any. This was, yeah, absolutely. This was fabulous. This was wonderful. It was everything I could have ever wanted. And you know what? There's always more to be talked about. So that's why we say, you know, definitely come back and chill and hang out with us again sometime for sure.
Yeah,
I'll do it. I'll definitely do it.
That's for sure. That's for sure what the after hours are for too. Is just bullshitting about nothing.
Which I did change the post at the top now, in case you didn't notice that, Willie. WX8BK after hours. Come in and chill with us in Texasdelic. All right.
And talk about how stupid Reddit is.
Or Americans in other countries. All right.
Yeah. I did enjoy those portions. Yeah. All right. Well, you guys have a great night, and I'll see you again.
Or Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate you.
We appreciate it.
All right. Later.
Bye-bye. That was dope. Another successful artist hangout with Texas. And I know,
space, man. Yeah.
And it's fun. And it's funny when he said that. There's more that we could have talked about. And it's like, yeah, I actually have a couple questions written down here that I didn't ask, but we'll just put those off to the side. And, you know, I like it when the things just start happening and just start clicking and we just go all different ways.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun.
I enjoyed talking to him. You know, from our DMs that we were having, like dude, that was fantastic. He was meant to be here hanging out on the space.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny, nobody has come in any different though.
No, and that's true. And you know, it's true. And it just speaks volumes to what we do here, and it speaks volumes to the guests we invite and to the Tezos world in general, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I was just looking here. The 14th of November. That's when our DAO token entries are due. Hey.
Yeah, because that following Friday is the last day to burn your W series Chris Strumans.
There you go. And then you're giving one away too, are you not? To the winner of the DAO token contest as well.
Yes. Yeah. So I was asking Chris about that, and I was like, "Hey, man, you know, like, is this too much time to give artists? Are they gonna just forget about it, or is it not enough time, and they're not gonna be able to get pieces done? Blah blah blah, you know? Because I want to kind of coincide it with what you're doing here, so I can give them away at the end. And I was thinking like we'll move that date up, you know, we'll move our date up, and only give artists like 3 weeks, right? I'm like, oh, 3 weeks might be plenty. I don't know. I'm not an artist, so I don't know. And he was like, "No, we'll move the date back." I'm like, "Oh, to coincide with us." I'm like, "Okay." Wasn't quite what I was.
Wow.
That wasn't really where I was going with that, but okay.
There you
Maybe
go.
you're telling. Maybe I'm hoping you're telling me that you need that time so that you can get a piece in.
Yeah,
'Cause
there you go.
I would love nothing more than to see a Chris Truman piece in that competition.
Oh, dude, that would be crazy. I'm scared. I'm so excited and scared. I'm so excited and
Scared to
scared.
have to vote, to have to pick
Yeah,
one, right?
dude,
Yeah.
it's gonna be like ludicrously impossible. Like it's gonna be if that's the phrase a person can say, it's just gonna be nuts. Like,
People say physicality, so say whatever you
yeah,
want.
yeah, sure. Yeah, no, I'm really excited to see when these all start rolling in. Like this is just gonna be pimp. Yeah, and touching back on that coloring contest with Pop Lazarus, like, dude, it should be huge. It should be taken off like a mat. Like, it's like, how do you get those masses to get in on this? Like, because I think, everybody that knows about it thinks it's just fucking ingenious.
Yeah, I think it's fun. Like, I made sure to download it and figure out how to get it on my iPad so that I could color it and do all that. And you could print it out, like, you've got a printer, print it out and color it with crayon or pencil, or what'd you say? You're doing felts?
I have literally printed it out, and I went and bought a whole set of felts.
There you go. See, so I mean, you can enter it however you want, but yeah, I don't know why it doesn't have a little more steam. It might be I'm just kind of thinking, you know, outside the box here. It could be the two TES entry cost. I mean, it's not a lot, but um, and all that goes to some charity, right?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
coloring for kids or some art for children charity. So, but again, we go back to people not reading the actual description. So they're just seeing. I'm thinking people are just seeing the two TES and not knowing. Oh yeah, it's being donated to charity.
But also, when talking about not reading descriptions, though, that's where he made those really awesome videos, right? In his
Yeah,
post, like he explained it in the video.
videos to explain it, and did like poster style for the actual piece so that it's like actually explained in the artwork. Like there's not an angle he didn't capture in trying to explain it.
There's just something like, I don't know. Maybe it's a question we have to start. I guess now we have to figure this out. How what's the key to making sure you're getting to the masses? Because I mean, it's a coloring contest, man. Like I don't know a person in this world.
How hard is that? Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Like,
who can't color?
Makes sense. I handed one to my friend tonight, and I said, "Here, color one of these." And I said, if you finish by the 28th. No, anyways.
I don't know. I got to check that because I got to get my entries in.
Well, it might be the 23rd. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong damn calendar. That. I've got November up here in my calendar, so I don't even.
Well, I think it was just the end of the month. I think it was just the 31st, but I definitely be wrong.
Oh yeah, no, actually, I think it's the 20th. I think is what it is. I think it's 28th. I think the 28th is when the entries have to be in, and then they're gonna Mike Nash, Paper Buddha, and who else was
Jabron?
I can't remember, but anyways, then the guys aren't they getting it down to 10, and then we're yeah, I can't remember.
Oh yeah, then they're putting out the community vote, I think.
Something like that, yeah, to vote for the top 3.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, so no, I need to get it in. I'm going to tomorrow. I have to get some more of my Halloween projections lined up, and then I'm getting in on the coloring tomorrow night. I'm gonna smoke some Herb and get in there. I totally got an idea, and I hope I can pull it off, and I hope I can make it happen. I think I might end up just doing it on the computer when I realize that my idea is too grand for my coloring skills, but we'll see.
Dude, I never even thought of like collaging it.
Yeah, that'd be dope. See all these ideas. Gotta buy more. Gotta buy more of these entries.
I got no problem buying entries, sending entries in. It's just coming up with an idea and having the time to execute it. Especially when my kids are hogging my iPad because they want to enter it.
I gotta get a new.
Hard part.
I want a new iPad so bloody bad. The one that I use, it's an original iPad Air. Still works. Actually, it works quite well considering, but I want something a little nicer and a little newer. Actually, I need a new computer before I buy a new iPad, I think when I bought my iMac or my Mac Mini or whatever the hell it is, probably about 5 years ago, and 5 years ago it was like at the end of its lifespan already, so I don't know. I probably don't need a new computer. I don't do anything fancy.
I wanted to buy a new Mac Mini so that I could just like dual screen it with my work computer, so I can use the same keyboard and mouse. But without a KVM switch, it doesn't fucking work like I'm used to.
What's a KVM switch?
Keyboard, video, mouse, right? So, but basically, what you have to do is every time you want to switch, you have to click a button. Right, so you click a little fucking button, and your keyboard switches to the next computer. It all has to be physically connected, and that's not how I wanted to do it because I'm used to running a Windows machine on a virtual machine, and then you run that inside of a remote desktop, right? And then you don't have, there's no extra buttons. You just put the remote desktop on its own monitor, and guess what? You have a brand new computer that the work can't see on its own monitor, right? Yeah. So that's how I would really run it, and I'd run my two regular monitors for my actual work, and then I would run a third monitor of my stuff for whatever the hell I wanted. Right. And I want to do that with a Mac Mini because I wanted to do some more Mac oriented stuff. Plus, I want to be able to, like, I don't know, check my text messages or whatever the fuck I want to do because I'm an Apple user.
Yeah.
But you can't really do it that way. You can, but it requires software, which I don't have permissions to install software on my work machine, so it's kind of out of the question.
Just buy another keyboard. Buy another keyboard and a mouse, man.
Oh, dude, I've done that. It's such a pain in the ass. Like, because you find yourself typing on one, and you're like, why the fuck is my input? Oh,
you've brought
the wrong keyboard.
You've brought this stuff up a few times, and you know what I think the problem is, man, is you sort of work.
I've been trying to, trust me. Been trying to for several years now.
Just fucking get rid
I don't know,
work,
like
man.
20.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That was good space. Good talking to the Texadelic tonight. Next week, we got Jen, right?
Yes. I don't have my calendar in front of me. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's Jen next week and Studio Brook following.
Oh, right. Studio Brook. Yeah, that one's going to be a big, exciting one as well, too, for sure.
Yeah, Studio Brook.
That'll be awesome.
Big, super rare photography artist.
Rolling Stone magazine. So, I looked at her work. I went through her Tez wallet there, like dope, loving it, like sick, like beautiful pieces she's done. I found another gal today, another artist. I was gonna say, it didn't matter that she's a male or a female, but it just so happens to be another lady. Let me just fucking go into my phone here, see if I can pull it up. Lexi Hartz. So there's just this random steampunk kind of stuff that it came up in my feed, and I was like, well, I really dig these, and it's this series of steampunk women. And then I went into her stuff. She does a lot of women. I would love to have her on to talk to her because I just want to know. I mean, obviously, a lot of women are doing pieces, empowering women, getting women in the space and stuff like that. So I kind of might like to have her on. I think I'm going to start chatting with her. I'm going to actually post these at the top because I really like this whole steampunk thing that she has going on, this one series. I love collecting. I love it when I find new stuff. Whether everybody else likes it or not, I don't care.
I like steampunk too. It's very I like the look of steampunk. What I find weird is when people actually dress and go outside as steampunk.
Right.
I'm like, and then they start talking all weird. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not super big into cosplay or anything like that. So like that's where I kind of start to just, okay, that's your thing.
So really funny, interesting thing that you say that. There is this couple that walks in the dog park. They don't have a dog but they walk in the dog park all the time, and they like the dogs. But she dresses up like kind of piratey all the time, and occasionally she has a sword in a sheath.
Okay.
It's so bizarre. And dude, like I've had conversations with them, like before I'd ever seen her dressing like this, right? And whatever, just like normal, like. And the one day we're just coming along, and he's looking like he always does, but then I'm looking at her and I'm going, what in the fuck am I looking at? And then the next time it was, a different outfit, but the same kind of deal. And then she had the sword, and then she had like the tall boots that they would wear too, like the folded over tops and everything. And I'm just like, wow,
yeah.
Like what's going on there? Is this his kink or is this hers? Like, it's like,
yeah, I don't kink shake, but I want to know.
Yeah, but it's, and it's like, I want to ask, but I feel like I shouldn't ask. But it's like, well, no, if you dress like this in public, it should be okay for me to ask, right? Like,
You're
I
kind
wouldn't
of begging. You're kind of begging for somebody to ask, right?
Yeah, right. Like, I mean, you kind of want somebody to, and you want to go, oh, I'm in the Pirates of Penzance Guild or something, right? Like, I don't know.
I didn't want to be a pirate. I was born a pirate.
I'm a born pirate. I identify as a pirate, yar.
Not trying to make fun of anybody or anything, but
no, I think it's fun. But yeah, I mean, she's comfortable with it. Like, and the other stuff, like, hey, how's it going? Good day, beautiful day for a walk. Just the usual chit chat. And alrighty.
See, I say all this, but I am actually working on a couple cosplay things for Art Basel. But cool. If somebody comes up and asks me, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, this is a fucking so and so. You don't know my so and so? This is so and so. I'm just dressed as so and so. He's actually right over there. You want to meet him? You want to see his art?
There you go.
I don't want to give anything away.
No, of course not. No future utility announcements.
Yeah. especially if I don't pull you off.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, that's even the bigger.
I don't want to make promises I can't deliver. I'm like, yeah, if they work out, they work out.
Everybody would be like, Willie, what the fuck?
Yeah,
you just look like Willie.
If they don't work out, it's just like that.
Well, I'm hoping to have my top hat built. I've been meaning to want
top hat.
Yeah.
I thought we were just doing monocles. I got a monocle already.
Yeah, I know. Well, the top hat I've wanted for a while. I've wanted to build it for a while. It's a top hat with LCD display all the way around it.
I was gonna say you got to build one. Oh, now I get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a Raspberry Pi deal. I've had for like 3 years.
You shouldn't have said that.
Mm.
Yeah, blasting NFTs up there.
Yeah, or whatever, like a couple of anything.
If only you could get that Raspberry Pi to link to your Tez wallet.
Yeah, I wish that were.
Only.
Got to be able to somebody that knows how to nerd that up.
I think the person who nerded it out gave up on it. So
yeah, it's kind of interesting. I would have contacted them, but they used some other weird fucking social media. I don't even know what the hell it was called. And I'm like, what is this? And then I went to it and I'm like, no, I'm not downloading another fucking app. And can't I just email you?
What was it?
I don't remember off the top of my head. It was something bizarre I'd never heard of. Let's see if I can click open my
Truth?
browser.
Was it Truth Social? That might get us rubbed.
No, that didn't. Oh yeah, is that a bad thing? He said Truth, not Tinder.
Oh shit.
Go easy. Yeah, yesterday, I just spent all yesterday getting my projectors ready and getting all my fucking media players lined up. I like to get them all stacked on the kitchen table, right? I get all my different projections lined up, and I get the media players lined up with them, and test them out, make sure everything works. The first year that I did it, I was running around outside trying to figure out all my projectors and my media players and getting it out of this fucking miserable mess. So now I've changed that and I get prepared. My outside stuff, like my animatronics and shit like that I like to set up, I just don't even think it's all going to happen this year. I just unfortunately haven't had the time, big changes and stuff, so I haven't had the time to get it all going. But that's the nice thing about the projections is that they are very big bang for easy setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Got to have my projections. People come by just to see that shit. I think it's dope.
Yeah, I can't even fathom people coming by my house to see shit. I'm like, I don't like people that much.
Yeah, it's
I love
cool.
people online when they don't come by my house.
Well, that's the same thing too. I want them to come by my house, but I don't really want to talk to them.
Yeah, exactly.
My goal here is to scare the shit out of them and get them to leave. But my whole street, I think I might have messed it. My whole street is old people. Like my next door neighbor is 31, and that's the closest person to my age group going on. Like he's the youngest person on the street. I'm the next youngest at 46.
Oh shit!
By like a lens. Like it is old people on our street. So there's no need for there's number one. There's no kids here, and then 99.9% of the people on this street don't even turn their lights on, right? So, but the fact of that over the years, enough people have driven by and stopped and backed. I love those ones. You just see a vehicle go by and then the brakes come on and then the reverse lights and they back up and they stop and they've always got to get out and have a look. I give away full-size chocolate bars too, because if you're a kid and you're willing to come up to my house and you make it all the way, kudos to you.
Yeah, I would have definitely made my parents drive to your house as a kid.
Yeah, no, and we do. We have definitely for the last 4 years.
You're the full-size chocolate bar guy.
Yeah, fucking right, dude. You could almost give away, like, depending on what your kid counts are. Don't get me wrong, there are some neighborhoods where, but like buying full-size chocolate bars, if you have like 50 or less kids or something, is actually probably more cost effective than buying the bags of candy. Like, honestly, it seems weird, but it's true.
I see that. Yeah. You should just print out QR codes of like Tez addresses.
Yeah.
give them NFT.
Absolutely. Here you go. What the fuck is this? But you know what? The kids will probably know. Oh, it's an NFT. Sweet, you got an NFT? Yeah. This guy's giving out NFTs. What's the NFT? What is this NFT of a pencil?
That'd be funny.
Yeah, it's good times. No, I always give it I've had parents, like I had a mom the one time, the little come up to the house, but you'd go give them chocolate bars, obviously, still, right? Even if they don't want it, because I don't blame them. Because if I was little, my house, walking up to my house. Are you
making coffee?
Oh, sorry, I was filling up the dog water bowl. But yeah, coming up to my house is a big deal. Like, it's the lady's like, well, this isn't really friendly to the little kids, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, what happened?
Like, I don't care. What's that?
So what happened? Did you meet yourself?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, the lady was like, well, this isn't really friendly to the little kids. And I'm like, no, it's not, it is what it is. They'll get older and they'll appreciate it. Like I've got a few animatronics and I got a few
the same
things that I have.
Disneyland lady.
Yeah. No, this is I built
The house.
my house. My house is intended to be what my house is intended to be, and that's scary.
You're going in and out. Maybe it's me. Did I hit the part where I lose you now?
I don't know. Maybe. Well, at least it saved it. Saved it till the end of the space this time. You got me? Are you there? Oh, we lose Willie. Oh. Oh, he's there, but he doesn't hear anymore. This happens.
Yeah.
Usually it happens at the beginning of the space. He doesn't know that I'm still talking, but so definitely for anybody that's still in here or listening tomorrow, make sure you checked out all of our pinned tweets up at the top. We've got a few pinned tweets from TeXadelic up there. We've also got a pinned tweet up there for lost my train of thought for our contest to win a pass to DecentralCon Miami, courtesy of the Mayor and NFT and Chill podcast. It's up at the top. Just find the pinned tweet and follow the directions, and you'll be entered to win. Also have a link up there to our WX8BK DAO token art contest. We're looking for artists to create us a DAO token because we are not talented artists. We can blab for hours on end and create conversation, but we're not good artists. So we're trying to get a little engagement and have new and old artists create us a DAO token. So if you follow the link up top, read about it, purchase yourself an entry token, which is only 0.02 TES. It's literally pennies. And give us your interpretation of what a WX8BK DAO token should look like. Definitely enter that. We're going to get Willie back up here. Or maybe not. I think we really lost the Willie this time. Willie declined to co-host. Oh, we'll remove him. Oh, and I think I just shut Willie down. So I don't know. We're going to give it a moment here and see if Willie can come back. There we go. We'll see him. Are you there, Willie?
All right. Technology.
Woo! Hey, man, usually it does it at the beginning of the space.
Yeah, I know. And it's a little easier to correct at the beginning.
Yeah. It's all right. I upheld. I was informing everybody to check up our pinned tweets, and I was talking about our contest. I was holding the fort.
I heard some of that because I came back in, and then it said I was still a co-host, and I was like, well, how can I be a co-host if I'm trying to request to speak?
Technology. Well, it was weird on my computer when I kept trying to reboot it all the time, and Twitter was coming up. I was joining the space, but it wasn't showing that I was joined. And I couldn't request to talk or anything. Couldn't get any of that going. I was pretty disappointed about that. I had a big intro tonight and everything. Good song. I had a big intro to start, but we'll have to try next week, I guess, now.
Yeah, next week.
We've always got next week, Willie.
Yeah.
I'm stoked. I'm stoked about next week. I'm stoked about the week after. I'm stoked about every space.
Oh, we got a surprise guest we have confirmed that is we still have a date for it yet, but sometime here in the next couple of weeks.
It's probably going to be
guest.
Is it going to be
a fun one?
Going to be after Art Basel now?
I don't know. I mean, it's still up to me and you to figure out where we could go before, we could go after.
Okay, I'm just wondering. We're running it. Time flies when you're having fun, you know.
Yeah, and I want to really get the calendar filled out through the end of the year right now. You know,
that's big. Well, we got to get the one thing that I was brought into my mind today too is that after November 15th, Fendel's going to be available to us.
Perfect. Yeah. I
Yeah.
want to get the calendar filled out through the end of the year.
Yeah,
I know, especially coming into Christmas and Thanksgiving and that, like.
That's a very good idea. That's a very good idea, and we're definitely getting to that point where we're getting very capable of fleshing that out.
At least filling out through the month going forward. But yeah, especially right now, and I want to get everything booked through the end of the year so that we're not scrambling and looking for artists and trying to figure out who's available.
Well, it's also nice, like we've talked before too, about being able to promote ahead of time, right? Like that's a super big deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh.
So if you know that so and so's coming up in the next couple of weeks, you may forget that's next week, and you come in next week too, and the next week, and the next week.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, then so and so's coming on that the following week. So yeah, trying to line up some real top names.
Yes.
Keep them going through the end of the year. Finish the year up real strong.
100%. I was just kind of wondering to myself how many ghosted people were in here tonight.
Like Butternut?
Like Butternut, yeah.
Because I know he was in here, shadow banned.
That's so dope.
Well, it's not dope that people are shadow banned.
Well, no, it's just cool that they're there, though. Like, I mean, they're still there.
Yeah, it's nice that they support, but again, we gotta message them on Discord, or they gotta message us on Discord, like, funny.
I sometimes forget that I can check Discord and see what, some people in the Wag Me Wine Discord are chatting with us. I forget that. I was trying to find this new artist, Lexi Hartz, I think is her name. Yes, just trying to make up a little pin here.
Yeah, pin some up there.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's fucking Lexi Hartz. Oh, there she is. Okay, so learning how to do the Twitter while I'm running a Twitter space. It's all good.
Still learning on that one, huh?
No, I'm not really. I just use it as an excuse.
Right.
I guess the only problem comes in is when you're trying to type words and talk at the same time. That could get a little confusing. The whole walking and chewing bubble gum kind of deal.
Oh yeah, I just gave up on that. I stopped walking.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, let's ride one wheel and chew bubble gum.
All right. Okay, so I tweeted that out, and then I gotta go back in, and I gotta share it. We can do with technology on our phones. Never mind technology these days.
Sometimes.
There, I pinned that up to the top. My new pieces that I collected from Lexi Hartz today. I dug these two pieces. She's got a whole series of them. They're all only 3 editions each piece. So, but she's got some interesting stuff going on. If anybody has the time to check her out.
Oh yeah, I dig that.
Yeah, she did some really interesting stuff there. It was hard to pick one. There's quite a few, but I was like, well, I'm buying 2. But yeah, I'm just interested that kind of like I said last week. Not that I have problems with male artists or anything, but we haven't had a female artist on. Well, I guess we're having Jen up next week.
Oh, and Jen and Studio, bro. So we're going to 2 in a row.
Okay, there you go. All right, well, I'll just shut my mouth, man.
Well, Nira popped in to say hi to us last week.
She did.
That was our artist. She popped in, said hi.
Yeah, she's a friend of the show, a past guest, and a big supporter of the whole community. Period. She's amazing. She buys and collects a lot. On top of creating.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. Those Nicholas Dimes.
Yeah, he's tweeting about wine.
Hey, do you guys make wine, by the way? I think you should.
I got to get on top of that.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. That'd be you, sir. As a matter of fact, Willie does.
As a matter of fact, I do.
I just gotta mute. I just gotta
do.
mute myself for 2 seconds here.
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the other things that I'm glad you brought up this. What's her name? Lexi Harps. I don't know why this reminded me, but something else I want to talk about tonight was the vending machine. Man, the vending machine is loaded for bear right now. That thing is hot.
That dude, I wanted to bring that up. That was in my notes today too. Like I fucking made a whole sheet. I made notes and I forgot about that. Yeah. Did you end up vending the machine last night?
I pulled 3 fucking killer pieces out of it.
Sweet.
I think I did make a tweet. Let me, if I can find it, because it was under the vending machine. I'll pin that up there. But yeah, I pulled out a Meta Mushrooms, which been kind of following around on other people's Twitters and things. He's always out there. Really, really cool fucking mushroom piece. And I pulled a Unknown. I don't know if you know who Unknown NFT is.
I can't say off the top of my head though, but that's not to say that I haven't.
I did, again, another one of those that I see in collectors, look at the owners of certain pieces and go, okay. And he just keeps popping up. I'm like, I go, okay, well, I know the name, but I don't really know too much about him. Didn't really know he had a lot of art. I think I knew he had a little bit of art, but I didn't know how much he had. That's a really cool piece. And then a third one, also really awesome. I gotta find it up here. And you pulled some stuff out too, right? You did some Vens.
I did. I pulled out some Vens. I got some artist called Haiku Art. I know I've seen the pieces before, but they're pretty cool. Those were a couple of the really badass pieces I got. Like the Jazzy Bones Quartet. Like they're just a bunch of skeletons playing saxophones and hanging out. But yeah, I did. I picked some pieces that I'm really happy. I have not really vended a single thing out of that machine that I haven't liked. Every time I'm really impressed. I'm not vending out, pieces that are worth thousands and thousands of dollars, but that's quite okay. I'm not disappointed, which is good value for 5 TES. When you vend out 3 pieces for 5 TES, and typically between those 3 pieces, you've got more than that 5 TES. There's been a few times where I've had a few 11, 12 TES pieces come out of there, which is just like mind blowing.
Yeah, so I did pin the tweet. The top 2 in there had, I thought they had offers on them when I took the snapshot. Maybe not. No, they just have prices on
dude,
them.
that is buckets.
And then the skull cap is a series of 1/1s that he does.
That's really awesome. I like that, and I like that the Pente Igram. Somebody else minted one of those similar pieces from the same collection.
It might have been the same exact piece, because I saw that tweet too.
Right.
And I think it might have been the same exact piece, but I was like, that's a cool piece.
Oh, okay. I see. It's a series of 13. I thought it was okay, cool. But yeah, the skull caps is that's dope.
Yeah, and like I said, I had kind of been looking at Meta Mushroom stuff and just never really pulled the trigger. No reason why or why not. I mean, likely because still liquid.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I got that, I was like, dude, dope. Honestly, I got a Meta Mushrooms piece in the wallet there.
Yeah, there's a couple of pieces that I vended. Let's see if I got my wallet open here. Sorry. Some new Toter Tots are going out. I just got notification for anybody that collects the Toter Tots. Where is it? Yeah, there's this one piece that I got from Gan Brood that I vended out, and there's it's only usually a 2 TES offer. It fluctuates. It's a $1.85 offer right now, but there's a 250 TES. I consistently get offers on this piece, which I'm kind of think is cool. But it's quite
I've
often.
I've got some of his stuff. I've got some of his movie posters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I think that's the same person. I might be thinking of somebody else actually.
What was up with that person who did that airdrop? All
the burn tokens?
The Alcatraz. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell the deal with that was. It didn't make any sense. Like, okay, burn 10 of them, get 1 Tez back, which means you had to buy 10 of them for less than 0.1 Tez, right? 0.1 Tez equals 1 Tez, right? So you had to somehow get 10 of them for less than 0.1 Tez for it to make any sense.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could pool together with some of your buddies, I guess, but
yeah, if you could find people or if you could just find people that just wanted to give them to you, that'd be fine. But yeah, you're right? Like, and that was the only thing that once I got those, I was like, then my notifications were just lit up with these 0.01 or 0.1 offers on everything. Like I got 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, like just loads of these, and I'm just like, that's annoying.
I was like, well, you're not, and all the offers were 0.1, so I'm like, you're not making any money. What the fuck is the point here?
Yeah,
other than we're just shilling to Tez wallets, which Wagging Wine has kind of tried. Realized
but there was value there. This, I mean, as far as I can tell,
we had 2 Tez offers on everything before they hit wallets.
Yeah. Like this
liquidity there.
There's like one person that's making offers on these things, as far as I can see. Is this Ashley's I think is what the name is, but it's like literally, and I'm pretty, it's like I kind of just want to send all these pieces to that person. Just go here.
Well, how many do you have? How many are we up to? How many wallets you got? Are there any in the DAO?
Yeah, we could do that too.
Maybe let's think about this. Maybe if we can pool them all, like I was saying, if we can at least pool 10, then maybe we pool them all, cash the one.
Oh yeah, see, and we could see
into the DAO.
And we have the ability to do that. It's quite possible that we could, because a lot of people we know got these things too, right? So, but I want to know now.
We haven't talked about it though. So
do they all? Because there's 4 different versions. So now, do you have to collect 10 of the same?
Yeah, 10 of the same.
Okay. Well, we could probably pull that. We should start talking in Discord. And anybody else here that has any of these burning clouds, I think they're called, right? Yeah, burning clouds.
Something like that.
By Aquantes. I'm not sure how the pronunciation, but if you've got them in your wallet,
they're in your wallet, you'd know about them.
Yeah. So
send them to the WX8BK wallet.
Yep, send them to WX8BK.Tez, and we'll keep you up to date on this. We'll see if we make 1 Tez.
Hey, 1 Tez helps. Fun to give away.
Yeah, 1 Tez is 1 Tez, man.
1 Tez is 1 Tez.
Hey, when 1 Tez becomes worth $5 or $8 again, that'd be a pretty good 1 Tez.
Yeah. That's a good point. Good point.
I just had my first puff of the night.
Uh-oh.
So now everything's probably going to go for shit for sure.
Uh-oh.
Well, I just didn't even, good conversation tonight. I opened a bottle of Prosecco last night when I was setting up all my Halloween projections with the full intention of knowing I wasn't fucking drinking the whole thing last night. But and today I went into the fridge and I pulled it out and fuck, it was still pretty fizzy. I was really impressed. Like a bottle of pop would have been fucking.
Do you use a topper though?
I did, but it wasn't an airtight topper. It was just a regular wine. You just drop it in, right? It wasn't like it was in there tight. I imagine I could always get you. Yeah. But mind you, you open a bottle of Prosecco. I mean, come on. When do you put that shit back in the fridge, right? Even a bottle of wine, it's pretty rare for it to go back in the fridge. And
Only for the minutes before it's empty.
yeah, you got to leave it open, right? Let it breathe. Stupid computer. I don't know what's up with this shit. I got to look into this. I wonder. There's probably a Reddit on this BlueStacks emulator that I use. I just want to know if there's things I can turn off in it, if it's like just because it's powerful. Because I know these emulators are so people can play a lot of video games, right? Like basically is the big deal. So you can play video, like Android handheld video games on a computer just because it's graphics. So I wonder if I can turn off some of these settings in this emulator so that when it loads up, it doesn't frickin' crash all the time. I got sidetracked there because my computer crashed again. I don't know. Gonna have to get some tech help. Turn it on and off again. Lost Willie again. We lost Willie again. Can you hear me now, Willie? He's muted. He's coming back. Is he coming back? We're playing technical difficulties at the end. Maybe I'll check my DM, see if he's in there. I thought he just got bored of listening to me about my emulator topic. But no, it looks like he genuinely got a little bit rugged. Hopefully he's trying to get back in. Unmuted himself. And he stepped out. If anybody else has any words of wisdom, there's Willie. Can I invite him to co-host? Oops. Invite him to speak. Whatever the hell it is.
Okay, am I back?
You're there.
Jesus, technology. I did hear you talking about.
Yeah.
Now it still wants me to respond to be a co-host. I don't know what the fuck's going on, man.
It's all good.
I heard you talking about emulators and shit, and I was trying to take a puff myself, and then I booted out. So I don't know what happened.
I was rambling on about that. Then I was like, when I stopped, and I'm like, oh, I fucking put Willie to sleep.
Nah, I was just. I saw you on a ramble for a second, so I was like, let me use this time to take a little puff. Since I don't know, Mike Nash is out there driving or something, so he can't talk to us tonight too much. So
that's all right. He's got to get places. He's got to get back to the crow's nest.
Absolutely.
On his journey. What did they call it earlier? The Tezos.
Teztown. Town is like just a
Teztown. It was a Teztown tour, right?
Yeah, Teztown tour. Teztown's a community Discord that he's like a, I don't know, he's not like the owner of it, but he's like a co something. I don't know. He's probably screaming at me right now. But they do a lot to help artists on board and help collectors on board, and they're really cool. Like they've got, like weekly, like last week they were telling you how to delegate if you don't know how to delegate. So definitely worth checking out.
Wow, I feel silly that I don't know about this. How did that happen?
I don't know. I think he told me a DM or something. So I don't know. I probably just assumed you knew.
No, that's interesting. I did not know, and that's what I learned tonight. That Mike Nash, he's a man of many hats.
Yeah, so the Teztown people are the ones who've been road tripping back to the nest, I guess.
Oh, that's dope.
I wanted to hear a lot more about how the road trip was going and all that too. So, but
that's all right. It's all right. He'll have stories.
Save it for next week.
Save for next week, man. That's wild.
That's fucking wild, man.
That's fucking wild. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even. So I haven't checked. I got to go into my app, and we need a countdown update for Miami. Just gonna open up my app here. We have 1 month, 4 days, 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 23 seconds. All right.
Shit, I still got to book a room in LA to fly out. That's all right.
Oh.
Those are plentiful. I got everything else booked for Miami. I mean, worst comes to worst, I just got to drive down there super fucking early.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I'm ready. I'm stoked.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking awesome, man. I'm dying to travel.
Other than my cosplay not ready.
Well,
but that's all right.
Just keep plugging away, man. You just keep plugging away.
That's all right.
Yeah, I was printing out those. Wanted to do those emblems for everybody. The Wagme wine, fucking the bling.
Yeah.
Did I ever show you that? Yeah, I pinned that up somewhere.
Yeah.
I thought one time.
Yeah, you showed us.
Yeah, so I got the WW, and then the wine glasses with WW on it. That should.
How many did you get? 2.
No, I've printed off probably 5 of the WWs and 4 of the glasses. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta decide how to decorate them. I'm looking for some good shiny paint. The biggest problem is that I'm having problems finding gold plastic chain, because like the for the Stampeders, the CFL ones that I made to wear to our football games here, I found their team colors are red and white. So I found red and white plastic, like 3/8 chain, like it looks like big heavy chain, right? So and you can find all kinds of colors and everything, but you can't find gold, because I kind of need to be like gold, right? But so
silver.
Yeah, there's a gray that looks pretty silvery, but
We'll just call it platinum.
Platinum, yeah, I think that's the way to go. It was either going to be that or black, but I think black kind of might get lost if you're like wearing it and people were wearing dark black, were wearing black shirts. I don't know.
What about a nice maroon wine color?
Well, if they make a chain in that, sure.
I don't know.
But yeah, I'm gonna paint these up. I'm likely gonna paint them gold. But then I was also at the dollar store there the other day, and in the crafty section they have like little stick-on jewels, like bedazzling or whatever. And
yeah.
I thought I could put little fucking shiny jewels on the fronts, like really make them look like bling.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll in wearing like fucking 20 of these around my neck is what I figure, and just hand them out to people on the catamaran, right? That's the idea.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of if maybe we'll have a token by then.
We might.
Only give them to token holders, kind of thing. I don't know.
Good. I was gonna give, give them to our Wagme homies, like give Vandy one, fucking Corin needs one, Poke needs one. I really got to think of my numbers, but then I'm also going into it that not everybody may want one. Like it's just like whoever, whatever. Yeah. I'm just gonna go with
the DAO token holders that want one.
You could do that. See, now I'm also thinking, because when I created these, I wasn't thinking about WX8BK, but now I need to maybe make a couple WX8BK ones, right?
With like a microphone in the middle.
Yeah, something like that. Could be anything.
Yeah. Yeah, those would be cool.
Yeah, these things are great. I like them. Like they're awesome. I was making the ones for the Stampeders when I'd go to the football games, and literally just go into the stadium, and I'd be wearing like fucking 10 or 15 of these things around my neck, and I'd get mostly kids, right? Like that's where most of them went. You know, when I was with the ex-girlfriend at the time, so you know I couldn't really just go and hand them out to the hotties. Doesn't work that way. But yeah, no, the kids, it made kids really happy, and it made parents happy because their kids were getting something for nothing, right? So
Yeah.
So I got these WWs that I'm gonna do. I don't know, they're pretty sick. Actually, I'm gonna should pin one up just because I can. And people will be like, "Well, what's this tweet about? I don't even know." No context, no nothing.
I love posting stuff in spaces like that, and then like when you look back through your Twitter feed itself, you're like, what the fuck was that about? It makes no face.
Well, I've done that a couple times now, where it's just like I got this tweet of just a picture of my stereo,
Yeah.
or my dab press.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
100%. So hump day tomorrow.
Yep, I'm feeling it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this week's just weighing on me already. I don't know.
Oh man.
Chatting
Yeah.
tonight, though. Always
Yeah,
fun.
100%. There, right.
Always a little pick me up in my day, at the end of my day.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I said last week, man, this is no matter what's going on in the week, Tuesday at 7 o'clock is when we just come in here. I just come in here to block out the rest of the world and hang out, learn new things, chat,
Yeah, those are.
smoke marijuana, obviously.
Yeah. No, those are cool, man. The W's, nice.
Yeah,
Got some. That's pretty.
it's pretty big. Like they're about, I don't know, they're about, from on an angle, it's probably about 5 inches, 6 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so it would hang off on the side like that. And then I got a wine glass with WW on the front. But I like these WWs like that. Like they're pretty badass. If I even just did a WX8BK like that, maybe with a lightning bolt through the middle of it or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I figure I'm going to pop off another bunch of these and paint them gold. If I'm so inclined to, I will go to dollar store and buy those little stick-on jewels, and I'll put some jewels on some of them. Just make them all different.
There you go.
Yeah, then give them out on the boat.
That'd be cool. They're all
Yeah.
plastic, so they fly, right? You
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Worry about metal chains, obviously.
I was like, fly. What kind of airplane do you think this is I've made here?
No, so they can get on a plane. So you're not worried about like.
Yeah, it's all plastic. The
Whatever.
chain is plastic. These are plastic. The bedazzling will be plastic.
Plastic bedazzling.
They're probably going to stop me at the. What are you doing down there, son? What's all this jewelry?
Yeah, they're gonna think you're smuggling gold. Still,
Yeah.
so they weigh it.
I have to get my vaccination records.
That's still a thing.
Yeah, to come into the States, it is. I don't believe the States has lifted it. I know Canada, we just dropped it a couple weeks back. I think about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we dropped coming in, but you guys had yours up still.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know when I crossed the land border, it hasn't been an issue except for one time, and then the lady chastised me for it. But I'm pretty sure flying on the airplane's a little bit different. When you come into the airport, I'm pretty sure they're probably by the letter, maybe. I don't know. But I'd rather have it than
be stuck in the States.
Oh well, no, it's to come down to the States that it's a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You were just saying it's not.
No, I'll be stuck in fucking Eastern Canada.
Yeah, I'd be stuck in Quebec.
In Quebec. Fuck.
French East.
Like fuck, that would suck. Yeah, I would hate to not be able to come just because of a stupid little piece of paperwork. So
Yeah.
I gotta figure out. I don't know. It's not organized up here either. That's what I'm worried about. I should really get on this because like fucking the last time we had like 3 pieces of paper, and I'm looking at the pieces of paper they gave me, and I'm like, well, what's stopping people from just printing this out? It's like, but yeah, no, I should get that organized. I should look into it. That would suck. It's just like people that book vacations and don't fucking go and look at their passport. That like a week before they go on vacation, they're like, fuck.
I just know mine's expired, so I can't go internationally anywhere.
Yeah.
I've been expired for years. I just know I need a new one before I go outside.
Oh, fuck. Got to get it, man, because you got it. We're gonna have fucking WX8BK Snow Jam at one of the great fine Canadian ski hills.
I'm down for that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it'll be the same thing as Miami. People would be like, well, I don't ski or snowboard. Why would I go? And we're like, no, you're going to drink on a mountainside in one of those fancy little chalet things that you see in the Aspen shows.
Hell yeah.
Right?
I like this idea. Yeah, but it takes me a month to figure out who kids though. It only takes me a week to get a passport.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah. Here you can have one in 24 hours. You can have one in as quick as you want. It just depends on how much money you're willing to pay.
I got to go to Canada and get a Canadian passport.
Oh, yeah.
So I can go to Italy without being American.
And it's funny, it's not just Americans too. I thought about like earlier, right? Like French people from France are another bunch of people that I guess are not really liked all around there. Like when they're tourists, but I guess it goes without saying. Sometimes people be like, Canadians are too fucking nice.
It's not about where you're from though. It's just about whether you treat them like they're like like they're there to wait on you, and if you just treat people like people, and if you're just nice to people, then people are nice back. Like it's not science.
Yeah, that's very true. That's 100%. There's assholes fucking in every race, religion, and nationality, and there's good people. You're right. Yes, that's a very good way to put it.
I mean, sure, American cultures can lead to there being stereotypes of traveling and stuff like that. And so, I mean, you can kind of get blamed for somebody else's bad experience, but yeah, you can do that if you go down to your local Denny's and, then your buddies want to go back the next week. You're like, I don't want to go to Denny's. My service was shit. And someone's like, well, I always have great service there. I don't know. I don't go to Denny's, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. You're exactly right. You're 100% right. Funny other random story of stupid things I've heard tourists say. I was in Venice having breakfast, and these people were chatting behind me, and the son was like, well, Dad, what are you going to do with the car? He's like, what am I going to do with the car? He's like, I'm going to go back to the airport and return it and catch the bus back here. We don't need a car in Venice. And then my dad looked at me after, and they say they rented a car to come to Venice. And I'm like, dude, that's what they said. It's like, holy fuck, man.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, you can't drive in Venice. There are no cars.
You certainly cannot. Like, it's not even there's not even like little golf carts or nothing like there.
All the trash is collected by
everything. Yeah. Oh, dude, they were where my hotel was right across from the train station, and it was the main entrance into the Grand Canal. And there were DHL boats. There were boats carrying nothing but Amazon packages. the bars and stuff, right? Like all the restaurants, like there would be boats carrying like fucking kegs of beer, like just huge, these long boats that they use there.
Yeah.
I don't know what the name is for them actually.
Not the
But
gondola.
no, not the gondolas. They're these long, slender boats that they use for transporting a lot of shit. They're very long. They're kind of cool, but they know how to drive, man. I sat there, I videotaped a little bit of it too on my phone. It was unreal, dude. Like you watch them and you think that you're going to see accidents, but they just never happen. Like I mean, obviously it's what they do. It's how they, right? But yeah, it was amazing. All on the water. It was dope.
I don't remember seeing too many of those, just maybe because they use the outside of Venice instead of trying to go through the Grand Canal in the middle. Like
Yeah, like I mean the little offshoots, they couldn't really go down if you were in the middle. But yeah, I was out right across from the train station. It's like the main entrance, yeah.
Yeah,
It was cool.
A lot of water. I mean, that's like where you catch water taxis and stuff from the train station.
Yeah. That was an interesting world. I kind of dug it. Like I enjoyed at night seeing like people would cruise up in their little boat and tie up and they'd get out of their boat like all dressed up nice to go out for dinner and they would meet people and go for dinner. Like just that kind of thing was kind of cool, right? What was that? You broke up there.
Like I would a golf cart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Man, I'm so jealous of that. I wish we could do that here.
Oh shit! Of course, I didn't tell you. It's only been a couple days. A couple days ago, my sister was over and wanted to take the golf cart out just for a little spin. And there's some houses in the neighborhood. She wanted to drive by because they're for sale. She wanted to look at them, right? So we take the golf cart out and it's cruising down the street, trying to get it warmed up, and so that it actually gets up to speed. And all of a sudden, it just gets real loud. Just, I'm like, well, what the fuck? I don't know. I'm like, so finally get back, so we're cruising around the neighborhood. It's louder than normal, but it's not back. And so we finally get back, pull the thing up. The tailpipe, like the where it connects into the engine part, like the header type, the header into the tailpipe, right before it gets to the muffler, broken apart from we're basically running straight open headers on this golf.
There's probably a little bit of flame shooting out there.
Yeah, underneath our butts. Because it's right there underneath your ass. Oh, sorry. It made me cough. I was laughing at it so much. Shit. What the hell are we going to do now? I really got to get this thing fixed somehow.
Weld another piece of pipe on it. You need to find somebody that'll just weld you something up.
Yeah, my cousin's down the street. He can do it. They've been showing sheep. It's harvest season, so.
Showing sheep?
Yeah, they show sheep getting ready for slaughter, basically, to sell them.
I didn't know that that's showing. I guess you got to show them.
There's
I thought I thought you were talking about like they were going like to shows, like this is my sheep, and you get a blue ribbon.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Like a dog show, like the Westminster Kennel Club.
Oh, okay.
Like so, you prance your sheep around and show it. But then they also have like auctions where they buy them.
Alrighty then.
Most of it is at least you have like 2 months of like showing it like it's a dog, where it's just how pretty sheep and how well do I control it, and then you take it to a show to sell it and slaughter it.
The sheep they slaughter. Why do they slaughter the sheep?
So eat it, man. Lamb. It's lamb. Sorry, they're lamb.
Okay, I guess yes. Okay. Huh.
See it there because there's a
no. I guess that totally I shouldn't, but that's totally eluded me all my life, I guess. But I haven't really. I don't eat lamb a lot either. So
yeah, I don't eat it a whole lot, but I like it. I like it when it's done right.
Um,
Anyways.
so that STL, Make It Rad forwarded me the 3D file to print that chair.
He did send you that.
Yeah, he did. I was like, what, really? Oh yeah, sure. So I can't, I mean, obviously I'm not doing it full size, but I'm gonna do it as big as I can, I think, or I don't know, probably about palm size.
You
maybe.
should do it. Can you do it big enough to hold a business card?
Oh, absolutely. I can do it way bigger. I was thinking about, yeah, I got to load it in first and look at it and see how it's actually going to print and stuff like that. But
I think you do it big enough to hold a business card, and we order some business cards from Miami. We just carry that thing around with us, and like where we are, we just set it down. Back like 3D model of chair by Make It Rad. Drop number 3 artist.
Yeah, no, that was really cool. He's like, "What? Somebody's got a 3D printer? I'm just waking up." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I do." Yeah, he fucking sent me the file. So,
I was just scrolling through the Discords, and he saw that and said, "Who's got a 3D printer?" I'm like, "I know a guy."
Yeah,
He's a collector.
for
I thought
sure.
that was cool.
Oh, I just hang on. I got a DM from One Wheel Willie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to deal with somebody middle of the show, right?
Yeah, all right. Well, I got to deal with this DM, so might be a good time for us to wrap this one up and call it for the night.
Yeah, it's been a fun one.
Got to deal with this One Wheel Willie guy on the other end here.
Got to talk some business.
That's business. Your audio changed a bit there, or was that me? Maybe it was me.
Might have been me.
No,
I'm on speakerphone, so
no, it was me. I turned you down.
Shifts around a little bit.
It's all good. Yeah, man, cool. This was absolutely great bass again tonight. Texadelic was rock solid. That was super enjoyable. He's a good dude. You know, now you know why he's friends with Mike Nash.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just good goddamn dude.
All those guys are cool people.
Absolutely. You're going to be here next week?
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
All right, well, I'm just checking. Next week we have Quantum Spirit on. Jen will be joining us as our guest. And she's also doing a drop that day as well, correct?
I believe so.
And we're doing a giveaway off of that drop.
Yes.
This is a recorded space, but don't hold this to us if we're wrong.
Yeah. Should be correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely doing it. She's definitely giving us something to give away. Pretty sure it's off that drop.
Cool. Well, either way, it'll be fantastic. I actually just bought my first piece of hers yesterday. So I'm getting into that. So her on next week. If anybody wants to come and join us for that, we definitely recommend you do. It's always recorded. So, if you can't do it live, which you really should, then you can always listen to it after. And then the following week, we are going to have Studio Brooke coming to join us to chat. And Willie will be here.
I do have Jen's husband, Plop, the glass artist guy that does a bunch of stuff for Laser Lou.
Boom.
I haven't confirmed. We just don't have a date yet. So sometime between the end of the year, between now and the end of the year, we'll have him.
That is awesome. I love that.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, dude.
Just blown glass.
Yes. Yeah, that's just, and how it's tying over into this world of Web3. That's so cool.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, we always have great artists. If anybody out there is an artist and wants to speak with us or come and hang with us or anything, shoot us a DM to the WX8BK DMs. Don't forget the pin at the top for our art contest to create a DAO token for us here at WX8BK. It's pinned up at the top. Go read about it. There's no real guidelines or rules. Design us a piece that's going to be our DAO token. Check it out. We'd appreciate it. Willie, you'll be here next week?
I'll be here next week. Yeah.
Had to double check. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. Make sure you take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you next week.